Welcome to another class with the Israelite School of Biblical History Practical Knowledge. We're going to go ahead and get class rolling like we do every day. All right? We're going to shoot our little announcements real quick, not breathy, really quick, and get class rolling. So y'all know the deal. She's going to go ahead and put up on the screen the classes and the addresses that I do not have to repeat every day because it's going to be right there on the screen. So as you see, let me stop. All right, so the class is going to be posted up there. We have classes in these areas, man.
I'm going off the script.
For all you new brothers and sisters.
As y'all see, we about to have fun now.
Yeah. Hey, for all the new brothers and sisters, man, y'all, if you're new to us, we have classes in these areas. We also have the link of our new shows in there. Another thing we've been getting like hoorahs on is the scriptures being posted. I've been getting a lot of people saying, hey, the scriptures being posted in there, they really love that. So thank the Most High for the sisters in Houston. And out here it's, where are we at? In Virginia, all right?
Virginia.
We have Pentecost coming up. That's Monday, the 26th of May. All right, so if you're local, if you want to come join whatever brothers and sisters to participate, we are going to get together and we are going to feast on that day. There's going to be some type of gathering on that day. All right, May 26th. What day is that?
Monday.
It's Tuesday?
Monday.
May 26th of May.
26th.
That is a Tuesday.
Tuesday. You gotta understand, Virgos are always right. No, the 26th of May. All right.
Does it say money on the sheet?
No, it says. Oh, it does say money on the sheet. That's okay. So Blog Talk Radio, you'll see that up there also. Mashaba does that. All right, you can check out those classes. All right, so and all the other links to all the other channels. If you go online to our if you go online to the Israelite School of Biblical History Practical Knowledge, you're gonna see our other channels in there, and we just added them to this channel.
Anyway.
All right, my number and Quatazop's number is on there. If you have any questions, you want any counsel, y'all know the deal. You can get a hold of us and communicate with us through text during class. Any other time you can call us. All right, if we don't get back right away, that doesn't mean we don't like you. It just means we're probably busy at that time, but we will get back to you. Okay. And alms, offerings, all that information's up there. We want to thank y'all again for always giving. So we're going to go into tonight's class.
Right, which is, we're going to deal with, the title of the class is True Intentions.
Okay.
And this is something that we always talk about.
Why are you acting like you brand new?
This is something that we always talk about, right? We always talk about intentions. And it's one of those things where we always say you don't know a person's intentions.
Right.
Until what?
Until you give them time.
You got to give them the time.
Yeah.
You got to give them the space to reveal what they're about.
Right.
Right? So
you can't, the scriptures say, judge nothing before it's time.
Before it's time. Right.
So
you have to give them that chance to, I like to say, you give a person a chance to play themselves.
You know what? This is funny because there's another question, and I think this is going to answer that question also that a brother had about intentions and about when to cut somebody off.
Right. See?
So this is we've been getting brothers coming back to class. We've been getting new people, so they've been coming with these questions. We know a lot of y'all might understand this, but we can't just send them to every class online. We do that. We send them classes, but there's some topics we know that's needed again, and we go over them. So one of them he was asking about when do you cut a person off. So this is going to go into that.
It's going to go into that because
and edifying that.
Right. It's about giving a person a chance to reveal themselves. But the good thing about it is if you're a true judge,
right,
a true watchman, like y'all been going over,
right,
the watchman, you're looking and seeing what is this person putting out there, right now. And the thing with intentions, let's get that definition for me. One of these brothers, they're gonna get that definition of intentions, because intentions is, well, I intended to do something.
Yeah.
Well, was it purposefully? Was it by accident? So let's get the definition to see was it maliciously?
Oh.
Let's get the definition to see what does it mean by intentions. What does this word mean? What you got?
Intentions.
Right.
Primarily a stretching or being of the mind towards an object.
Right. So you go ahead.
Hence, uncommon exertion.
Right.
Of the intellectual facility.
Go ahead.
Closeness.
Go down where it says intention is when the mind. It's like the next little paragraph. Go ahead.
Intention is when the mind,
right,
with great earnestness,
right,
and of choice.
Right. So there's a choice in your intentions.
Okay.
It says the mind with great earnestness, meaning you're thinking about what you're gonna do.
There's a reason why you're doing it.
Right, and your mind is deciphering, is there a choice? Go ahead.
This fixes.
So your mind fixates on whatever choice it's gonna make. Go ahead.
Its view on any idea.
Right.
Considers it on every side.
So there is consideration there with intentions, but you fix your mind on which way you want to go.
Meditating on it.
Yeah. So intentions are they're almost premeditated.
Right.
Go ahead.
And will not be called off.
And what?
And will not be called off.
Your intentions can't be called off. Go ahead.
By the ordinary solution.
I love this definition. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It says your intentions can't be called. Now, why would a person's intentions not be called off? Let's say the intentions were to do evil. Why would their intentions not be called off? What does that go into? That goes into, he got his hand up. Me.
He's drawn.
He's
drawn away by his own lust.
He's drawn away by his own lust.
So that desire to go that way,
right,
is the way you want to go in your heart, in your mind.
Right. Go ahead. Give him a star. Give him that gold star. Go ahead.
Cannot be called off by any of the ordinary soliciations.
Right.
Of the other ideas.
Right. So when you fixate your mind on your intentions can't be called off by any type of, hey brother, let's sit down and talk. Let's work it out. No type of reasoning. Either way it goes, whether you come to do good or whether you come to do evil. Now, go ahead, read on. Go ahead.
God, the second one.
Right.
A design or a purpose.
A design or a purpose. Go ahead.
The fixed direction.
You see how it's telling you there's a fixed direction there. Now, this class is going to be aimed for brothers and sisters to see what is my fixed direction. What else? Go ahead.
The fixed direction to the mind,
right,
to a particular object.
Right. What am I fixated on? Go ahead.
Or a determination.
Right.
To act in a particular manner.
Why am I acting? Why am I acting out in such? We're going to explore the different ways.
Right.
But what is the determining factor on why I'm acting any way we act? I don't want to give it away, but these are questions that are posed. What is my determination? Go ahead.
End or aim.
What is my what?
End or aim.
What is the end game? What's my aim? See, intentions, there's an aim there. There's an end. Now, you may not, if the intentions are good, or let's say if the intentions are evil, you may not see that there's an end, and there's a reason why. There's a level of pride. There's a level of forwardness.
And you know what? I was just gonna ask you about that. Acting like I'm brand new, but
right, because
I was gonna say that you get people that don't want to communicate because they don't want to really reveal their true intentions. Right, because you know how you get the people, well, let's talk about it. Well, no, I don't want to talk about it because it ain't gonna matter.
Yeah.
It's like, well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
You got it.
It's like, okay, you don't want to get into conversation because you're gonna have to go down this road, and you're gonna have to reveal what side you're going on.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to reveal that, are your thoughts going to the right or going to the left?
Right. And a lot of people don't want to go down that road because they don't want to be revealed. They don't want to be revealed either way. A lot of people do things with not even understanding their own intention, what the Most High intended. Now, what we can look at as teachers, as examiners, as husbands, right, as wives, as guides of the flock, what we can look at is the way a person moves, right? Because what is it about? How do you know a person got good intention? Shaquat, how do you know a person got good intention?
They act on what they say they're going to do.
That's a good point. They act off of what they say they're going to do, right? If it's a good doing, if it's a good work. Now, who was the ultimate, I'm going to do the good work? Yahweh Shai. So what did he come to do? What was his intention?
To do the will of what his father sent him to do.
Right. It was about doing the Most High's will.
Right.
Right. It was about accomplishing the will. Now, there's many wills of the Most High. Right. There's many different things that you can say. Oh, well, this is the will of the Most High. This is the will of the Most High. This happened. That's the will of the Most High. But what did the Most High intend for Israel? What did the Most High intend for a man coming into the knowledge? Right? What did he intend? Let's go to Ephesians real quick. Go to Ephesians 1, and bear with me. This is a little breathy, right? But there's certain points in here that I want to touch. Ephesians 1 and verse 3 is where you're going to start.
Question.
Yes, sir.
What was that statement you made right before we went to Ephesians? What was the intentions of?
What was the intentions of Yahweh Shai?
What was the intentions of Israel?
What was the intentions that the Most High, or the will that the Most High had towards Israel?
Right.
Because there was a will that the Most High had for us, right? And we know there was many wills. He willed to give us dominion.
Right.
He willed for us to rule. It was his will for us to have dominion, to rule the earth in righteousness, to be righteous, to be in His image and stay in His image. We know we fell off of that.
Right.
So now there has to be another will coming back, right? There has to be another will for us to come back. Or, first of all, we had to come back.
Right.
Right? So read that.
Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Blessed be the Most High and the Father.
Go ahead.
Of our Lord Yahweh Shai.
Come on.
Who hath blessed us with all spiritual blessings.
Right.
In heavenly places.
Come on.
In Christ.
So one of the wills of the Most High was for us to get the spiritual blessings. To have the spiritual, the ability to deal in the spirit. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Right.
According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation
Go ahead.
of the world.
Right.
That we should be holy.
That we should be holy. Come on.
And without blame before him.
Right. Now, verse 5. Go ahead.
Having predestinated.
Having what?
Predestinated.
So there was a predestination that the Most High had for Israel.
Yeah.
There was a will that the Most High said, you know what? I want you to be I want you to be my chosen. I want you to carry the torch. Even though we messed up, even though we fell off, he still said what? Read on.
Having predestinated us unto the adoption of the children by Yahweh Shai.
Right? So we were supposed to be adopted back to the Most High by Yahweh Shai. So what does that kill? Well, that kills the mind that I don't need Yahweh Shai. I don't need no man to come back to God.
Right.
You know, you got those ones that they come into the truth and they're like, well, Christ ain't real. You don't need him. Well, you're not following the will of the Most High. You're not falling into the will that the Most High wanted for you. So that's strike one. Go ahead.
To himself.
Right.
According to the good pleasure of his will.
Come on.
To the praise of the glory.
You see, according to the good pleasure of his will. So this was the will of the Most High, that we were adopted back, that we were near to him, that when he said we were his the lot of his inheritance, that was fulfilled, right? Because did we not fall away from that?
We did.
Go ahead, read on.
Verse 6. To the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved.
Go ahead.
In whom we have redemption. Through his blood.
So another will of the Most High was for Israel to have redemption through the blood of Yahweh Shai. Now we know how that has to happen, right? What is that about? Putting off the old man, putting on the new man, being ready to hear, right? Being ready to teach. Go ahead. Damn, this tablet.
through his blood the forgiveness of sins.
The what?
The forgiveness of sins.
So another will was that the Most High was here to forgive sins. It wasn't the Most High's will that we just died in our sins.
Right.
His will was that, okay, yeah, y'all did mess up, but here, I'm going to give you the blood of Yahweh Shai. I'm going to offer up my son for y'all to come back.
So you're talking about the intentions of the Most High, what he intended.
What he intended, what his will was for us.
Okay.
Because he had a will for us. But through man's own will, you disannul this. You disannul these things. Why? And as we progress through it, you'll see. Go ahead.
According to the riches of his grace.
Right.
Wherein he hath abounded toward us.
Right.
In all wisdom.
So he did what?
Abounded towards us in all wisdom.
So we were supposed to have an abundance of all wisdom. We weren't supposed to be these dummies walking around, pants sagging, women running around with spandex, nipples out. That wasn't supposed to be Israel. That wasn't supposed to be our people. Y'all went over yesterday about teaching the children, right? We should have never had to be re-taught to teach your children. The will of the Most High was that you knew that already. That was supposed to be in you to know, wait a minute, I got to have something to hand down to the next generation and not just my old baseball cards, my old raggedy Jordans, and the 1970s Pinto that's parked out on the side of the house rusting.
Right, or the PTSD of the world.
Or the PTSD, right? The PTSD of the world, the Israelite PTSD, right? Go ahead.
Wisdom and prudence.
Go ahead.
Verse 9.
Right.
Having made known unto us
right
the mystery of his will.
See, he made known to us the mystery of his will. Through what?
Through the knowledge.
Through the knowledge, right? Through the knowledge, through teachers sitting you down. He said it. The Most High will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his saints. He said he revealed the mystery that had been hid from the ages.
Is now manifest unto the saints.
Unto the saints. So the mystery of his will is no longer a mystery like, oh, what do I do? Right. What do I do with my life?
Right.
Right? It says it in Ecclesiastes. Keep the commandment. Right? What is it?
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Right. It says,
the whole duty of man is to keep the commandments.
Right. Is to keep the commandment. What else? Love the Most High with all your heart. Love your brother as yourself.
Right.
This is the will of the Most High, and it's not that hard.
Right.
It's not far-fetched. It's not hard to accomplish.
Yeah, it's the simplicity in Christ. It's easy to be understood.
Easy to be understood. Comprehended much in few words.
It says, whereby when you read, you may understand. It's easy.
It's very easy. Right. But, see, through a man's intentions, he makes it hard. Your own intentions, I'm going to show y'all.
Right.
Your own intentions could make three things the hardest things in the world. Love the Most High with all your heart. Love your brother as yourself. The whole duty of man is to keep the commandments, right? We make those three things hard when our intentions are not to follow this will. Go ahead.
Mystery of his will.
Right.
According to his good pleasure.
Come on.
Which he hath proposed in himself.
Come on.
That in the dispensation of the fullness of time.
Right.
He might gather together.
Right.
In one all things in Christ.
See, it was about everything falling under Yahweh Shai. This was the will of the Most High for us to have order, to have structure. Go ahead.
Both which are in heaven and which are on earth.
Right, and when we read a lot of things in Hebrews, it brings it out that the things that are, everything in earth was patterned after the things in heaven.
Right.
We've been going through that through all the Sabbath readings, Hebrews 13 and Hebrews 8 and Hebrews 9, and it goes through all these different things that it was a light figure, right, of the things, of the shadow of the things in heaven. So everything that was done here was supposed to be patterned after that. Go ahead.
Which are on earth and even in him.
Right.
Verse 11. In whom also we have obtained an inheritance.
Go ahead.
Being predestinated.
Go ahead.
According to the purpose.
Come on.
Of him who hath worked all things.
Right.
After the counsel of him. After the counsel of his own will.
See, it was about us dwelling in the counsels of the Most High.
Ooh.
Us dwelling in the wisdom.
Ooh.
This is how you know if you are following the right intentions. Right? Go to John. Go to John and let's get the potent. This is the will of the Most High. Like this is the most potent scripture you can go to If you want to know what the will of the Most High is in a nutshell, let's go to John 10:15.
St. John chapter 10 verse 15.
Go ahead.
As the Father knoweth me,
Right.
even so I, the Father,
Right.
and I lay down my life for the sheep.
So if you want to know, wait a minute, am I following the will of the Most High? Am I laying down my life for the sheep? Now there's many different ways that can be done, right?
Right.
But it's still, there was an order even to that. You laid your life down for the sheep, right?
Yeah.
But were you like General Kazakia 1 year in? Right? You had to.
It took time. It took continually laying your life
Right,
down.
continually laying your life down, small steps, small increments, but also being humble enough to be shown that, wait a minute.
You're
Yeah,
not
brother,
doing,
we know.
You're not doing it the right way.
You're not doing it the right way.
You're not. This is part of the old man. This is not you laying down your life.
Trying to engraft
Right.
or make it easy or
Right.
cut corners. And this is not how you did it. Now let's look at Yahweh Shai. What corners did he cut?
Nothing.
He couldn't. Even when he asked the Most High to kind of snip off a little corner, like, hey, if you could take this cup, right? Most High was like, nah, you drinking this cup. You gonna swallow this down. And what you do? Plug your nose and gulp it down.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
Verse 16. And other sheep I have,
Go ahead.
which are not of this fold.
Go ahead.
Them also I must bring.
Right. So it was about bringing all Israel together. Go ahead.
And they shall hear my voice.
And they shall what?
Hear my voice.
Go ahead.
And there shall be one fold
Right.
and one shepherd.
Go ahead. Verse 17.
Therefore, both my Father
Doeth my Father.
doeth my Father love me.
This is the only way the Most High loves you. This is the only way you get love from the Most High. So there's a lot of brothers that they're new to the truth, and they're like, well, I want the love of the Father. I want the love of the brethren. Okay, fine.
That's what we all want.
We all want that.
We want that love. Yeah.
But are you going to do what Yahweh Shai did to get that love?
You know, you're breaking it down.
No,
in the scriptures. The scriptures are showing us a little more in depth, like the scriptures you're going into. But you know, it's people coming in and with that Christianity mind. And saying to themselves, I'm going to give myself my way.
Right. I'm going to give myself my way. I'm going to give this amount of level is good enough. And not just new people coming in. You have a lot of brothers and sisters that are coming back to wisdom. But they come back in the I know everything mind. Mm-hmm. I did it before. I'm just coming to ride out and riding, I'm coming to see the sunset. Right. And there still has to be a level of re-establishing the will of the Most High, re-establishing yourself as laying down your life. Right. Because you took up your life, right?
Yep.
You took it up. It was free. Yahweh Shai said it. Mm-hmm. He said, I laid it down so I could take it up. And, we know we have that free will.
Right.
But when did you take it up? Mm. Was the will of the Most High accomplished? Well, we know it's not. We still here. We still here fighting. We still here trying to wake people up, get them off drugs, get them off dope, get where it said, read verse 16 one more time. This is what we're still trying to accomplish. Read.
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
And other sheep I have.
Right.
Which are not of this fold.
Come on.
Them also I must bring.
Read.
And they shall hear my voice.
We're still trying to accomplish this. Read on.
And there shall be one fold.
There should be one fold. We're still trying to get that together. We're still trying to get all the Muslim, Islam, Buddha, Christianity, Moors. We're still trying to eradicate that out of Israel. Christ ain't real. You don't need a man to teach you. We're trying to eradicate those thought processes and then still try to get the doctrines, right? What is a fringe?
Right.
We're still trying to get all that together. And we know that we're not going to be the ones to do that. Mm-hmm. We know that. We ain't going to be the ones to be to determine.
Not to eradicate all the confusion.
All the confusion.
Scripture
right.
says when Yahweh Shai comes back, then they shall see eye to eye.
Right.
Why? Because that which is in part is going to be done away with. He's going to clarify everything.
And make everything whole. We know in part, we prophesy in part.
But that doesn't stop the will of the Most High. Just like back then, Yahweh Shai walking amongst the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and all the confusion with the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Essenes, and then the brothers that he taught. Then when he came and laid down, you still had brothers trying to follow the way of John, right?
Right, whose baptism and
who's back. So Yahweh Shai he was now the foundation for this new establishment.
He was gonna. We know that Yahweh Shai, when he comes, it says every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess. All the different thoughts are gonna be eradicated, and we're, like you said, we all gonna see.
But it still doesn't stop. It still didn't stop Yahweh Shai or the apostles
from doing the Most High's will.
From doing the Most High's will.
And this is no excuse for us to have a million different thought processes. Right. This is no excuse for Christianity.
Right.
This is no excuse for Islam. This is no excuse for when it was time for you to learn your purpose in the will that you rebutted and bucked up against it. This ain't the excuse that, I'm going to wait for Christ to come and then we'll all get it. No, you were supposed to fall under men that were already doing the will.
Right.
Go ahead. Read verse 18. Read verse 17.
Verse 17. Therefore, doeth my Father love me.
Go ahead.
Because I lay down my life.
Right.
That I might take it again.
So what does that mean? Once again, did he lay down his life so he could say, he could hang it over the Most High's head? Like, nigga, I laid down my life. What you gonna give me? Look, if you keep treating me like this, I'm gonna just pick my life up and roll.
Yeah. I don't have to do this.
I don't gotta do it. Like, we know that, right? We know, but the laying down of the life and picking it back up, that was a spiritual thing. Meaning that Yahweh, when your will is accomplished, I'll get my life. It's just like the 7 brothers. The 7 brothers that got dismantled, picked apart in Maccabees, right? He said, look, take my arm. I'm going to get another one in the kingdom. Right. Y'all get it? Y'all get it, right? He laid down his life to accomplish the Most High's will, knowing I'm going to get another life in another place. It wasn't about reestablishing your life in the mire, in the filth. It wasn't about here. But see, men, new, old, coming back, they think like, wait a minute, I got to get this knowledge so I can make my life better here. So what are your intentions? What's your end game? To live good here in Babylon?
No, your end game has to be to get right so you can live right in the kingdom.
Right. That's the end game. Like, let me ask this. Did Lot live good in Sodom and Gomorrah?
No.
He was miserable as hell.
His first intentions, the funny thing is that his first intentions was, okay, you go this way, I'll go that way. Right? Yeah. We gained success.
Yeah.
But let's take the success and go other places, right?
Yeah.
And let's see if the success, but that's not what happened.
That's not what happened.
Yeah.
He went to Sodom and Gomorrah and tell you that he was vexed. Why?
Because of all the abominations that was done.
Now
Right?
that's a righteous man looking at his surroundings and saying, wait a minute, this ain't life. I can't establish anything here.
Right.
That's how we supposed to all think.
Yeah.
That's how we do think, though. Like when we talk,
yeah.
and we sit there and talk, and it's like, man, it's all vanity.
Yeah.
It's all vexation of spirit.
Yeah.
No matter what we get, what we lose, what we gain back.
What we do. Right. Outside of the work.
Outside of the work.
Yeah.
It's like
it's all vanity.
It's all vanity. Like it's a vexation because you can uphold a standard all day. But if the people that are around you outside of the immediate circle, outside of the body aren't, they can penetrate and they poke. It's like poking that bear, and things are happening to vex you or try to, or to show you that none of this matters. The only thing that matters is to get up out of here, get up out of the condition.
Right.
You see that?
The setting.
But the setting, get up out of America. Like you can't try to establish roots in America.
You know, it takes me back to the prodigal son. The prodigal son had to realize that he was in the mire.
Right.
Like, you know, I don't have to be in this mire, this dirt, but some people make it comfortable. Or Israel has made it comfortable in the dirt, in the mire, in the mud.
Right. And some Israel think that because they get the Bible that they can make a life in that dirt.
Right.
Now, we all have a life in that dirt, but is it about the dirt? Do we focus on the filth around us? No, we focus on doing the work of the Most High and cleaning up piece by piece.
That's why he said that you're supposed to shine as lights, because we're supposed to be shining outside of the dirt.
Outside of the dirt.
Outside of the dirt, right.
Right, but some men, And as you look at a man's intention, you're like, wait a minute.
I'm trying to be comfortable around.
I'm trying to just use the scriptures to get a woman,
right?
Or several. I'm trying to be comfortable around the dirt and not be as dirty as the dirt. Because I want to be looked at a certain way. My intentions is to be the overly smart brother with the like. I want to be the what do they say? A man with one eye amongst the blind is king.
Right.
I want to be that guy where I'm filthy as hell, but I have the knowledge to kind of circumvent and make myself look smarter or wiggle my way out of situations.
Right.
So now I look like somebody. You got men that do that.
Right.
They come back or they come in for the wrong aim, the wrong intention, right? Read on.
Verse 18.
Right?
No man taketh it from me.
Right. Go ahead.
But I lay down of myself.
Go ahead. See, no man is forcing.
Right.
When you're doing the Most High's will, it's not, I always use I say, let it be organic, right? It's organic, and it feels organic no matter what you go through. No matter how hard it was, no matter how many thousands of push-ups you had to do back in the day, no matter how many times they sent you on pizza runs, right? And you got no matter what, you sat there, you understood why it was beneficial for you. Even if you didn't understand at the moment, you didn't let that be the determining factor when it didn't feel good, then I can't be here.
That is going to be instilled in the ones that their intentions are to learn, get the word, get the knowledge, succeed in the knowledge.
Because that's what it was about.
That's what it was about.
It was about coming back. It was about that adoption. How do I get adopted back? How do I come back to the Most High?
See, but a lot of brothers and sisters don't think it's necessary. They don't think the purging process is necessary. They think all I got, once again, it's like church. Oh, I got the Bible. You know, I'm clean now. I don't have to do the necessary things of cleaning myself, washing me up, getting rid of the dirt. I got the Bible. That makes me clean.
That's like saying I got a rag with a soap, and I'm clean.
Right. Exactly.
You gotta hop in the tub and use it.
Right. Right.
You gotta soap up. You gotta rinse off. You have to actually do it. But again, it's about intention. If your intentions are pure, then you're not looking at what because man is there to chastise and bring you up and down and bring you through these lessons. You're not looking at the man. Mm-hmm. You're searching out, wait a minute, what is the Most High trying to show me? Go ahead.
I have power to lay it down.
Go ahead.
And I have power to take it again.
Go ahead.
This commandment have I received of my Father.
And this is what we've all received.
You got a choice.
We've all been shown that we have the choice. Choose ye this day life or death. Lay down your life for the brethren. It's your reasonable sacrifice, right? We all have that choice. Now, again, this is for me, this is the most potent scripture about, am I doing the will of the Most High? Right? I can go to 50 million other scriptures and so, well, this is part of the will. This is part of the will. But we know ultimately it was about laying down your life, not looking back, and doing through the wisdom, through the Spirit, what was in front of you. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, when we're dealing with intention and how you can determine is, am I doing the intentions of the Most High or am I on my own path? Am I looking to do my own will? We talked about the will of the Most High and how you know you're following that. Let's go into Galatians 2 and verse 4. And I want y'all to bear with me. In this class, all you got to do, I always say it. And Kazak be saying it too. I think he'd be biting off me. But we always say this, just examine yourself with the scriptures. Just put yourself here. This ain't a point a finger at this person or that person or anything like that. This is take the scriptures and examine yourself according to the scriptures. That's
what the Bible says. Know ye not yourselves.
Right. Exactly.
No understand what's going on in your mind, how you're moving, and specifically why you're doing it for, because it's needed.
The point is how do you get brothers and sisters to run the race, not as one that beateth the air. Mm-hmm. This is the point of this topic. Is like, how do we get brothers to really, really invest spiritually and really give themselves, not as one that beateth the air. You're just going through. One that beateth the air is like you going through the motions. You look at me. He can't dodge that. Right. You know what I mean?
You just doing warm-ups in the locker room.
Yeah, like that's one that beat is there. But how do I keep moving in the spirit and literally growing in the spirit, right? Constantly increasing in the spirit. I was talking about this with one of the brothers, but we're talking about brothers not growing past the 90s.
Ooh.
And you see the methods.
Mm-hmm. We talk about that a lot.
Yeah, the method that they use.
Yeah.
And not being able to grow within that method and see different things that the Spirit is showing you how to advance that method. Not that the method's wrong.
Right, how to condescend to the different people that are not from the 90s. It's about condescending. It's about being able to say, you know what? We can't be super hard gung-ho all the time. Yes, we still believe in Christ. Yes,
right.
We still follow the Bible.
The method's not wrong, but taking the method and expanding it and being able to be spiritual within that method.
Becoming all things to all men. And that's what it was about. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's being able to, like you said, expanding.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of brothers, they're still 90s mode instead of saying, wait a minute. I was supposed to have grown spiritually myself.
Right.
To be able to give these other men something spiritual.
Right. It's still like that, like, and not saying it's bad. It's still that military mind, but.
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about not growing spiritually. It's like you have not. You know how somebody said it the other day. How Solomon said, Solomon or David? Solomon, right? I became wiser than my teachers.
That was David.
David. I became wiser than my teachers, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
how to, and not cocky, prideful, I know more than you, but being able to take what your teachers has given you and move forward and learn deeper within the concepts.
It's like how the scripture says the spirit is manifold.
Right.
It's not a one-trick pony. You're able to now take a scripture. Right, and you can go more in depth into whatever topic.
And I know we got to be careful saying that too, because then you got the space-alites will go into outer space with that. I'm talking about basic scriptures, learning, charity, love, compassion, long-suffering, all the simple things in Yahweh Shai that you were supposed to be increasing in. That's what I'm saying.
Right, because you have the ones that are about their own will.
Right.
They'll take what you're saying and say, see, I'm
smarter than you.
I don't need y'all.
Right.
I don't need to be told nothing.
Right.
You see that? But how do you know you're here for your own will? Go to Galatians 2 and 4.
Yeah.
This is Galatians chapter 2 and verse 4.
Right.
And that because of false brethren unawares brought in.
Go ahead.
Who came in privily.
They came in what?
Privily.
Go ahead.
To spy out our liberty.
So you got to ask yourself, are you one of those brothers or sisters that came in privily? You came in under the shadow of dark. You hide from any type of instance of correction or exhortation or doing anything. You just slid in behind the crowd and you ducking down.
Yeah.
You want to see, man, I wonder what's going on over there. That looks good.
It's a secret.
Yeah, you come in secretly. You like one of the secret 70, but on the opposite side. You just got to ask, put your mind and say, wait a minute. Am I hiding?
Yeah. You took it right on the mouth.
Am I
hiding? Yeah.
Am I trying to coast?
Hiding in plain sight.
And not just hiding, am I trying to coast?
Yeah.
Through every little instance and make myself small?
Man, I'll tell you like this. I've seen brothers coast in the truth just in our school for a while. And guess what? They're the same person. They're still working on the same things that they were supposed to work on the first year, the second year in the truth. Right. Now they're coming back 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 years later, and it's like, bro, why do we have to keep repeating the things that you were supposed to learn when you was a trooper,
right,
a soldier, an officer, when you were supposed to learn through these steps?
Well, because you hid.
Same thing from the sisters.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to my husband.
Yeah.
But I'll hide. I'll just follow.
I'm going to hide behind the kids.
Yeah, I'm going to behind the kids. I'm going to just follow.
I'm going to hide behind my work.
Right.
My job. Well, I'm busy. The kids is crying.
And you know what? Now that you brought that out, this is what...
I got another one. Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
I'm going to hide behind the actual work, the work of the Most High, meaning what? I'm going to make myself too busy to communicate the things that are in my head.
Right.
Oh, I'm too busy doing garments. Oh, wait, like, there's a way to manipulate that.
There is.
And have the work you doing the
disguise
work.
You.
Yeah, you disguise yourself behind garments, behind sisters' meetings.
Well, what it is that it goes back to your intentions.
It goes,
and this is where the topic is supposed to get you to understand that. Damn, am I really facing my demons, or am I just covering them up and masking them up? And I'm going to be this hypocrite. I'm going to be this brother that is a castaway. Am I going to be like the Pharisees and the Sadducees telling everybody else, but inside I'm jacked up because I don't want to deal with myself. And this is what this topic is supposed to do, for you to really look at yourself and say, damn, I got to stop trying to hide from brothers and sisters and counsel.
She got the mask on.
Yeah.
But it's real. It's like you come in disguise.
Yeah.
It said you come privily. Go ahead.
God, to spy out our liberty.
Right. How are they able to move so free and do all these glamorous things and glorious things under the Bible, under the banner of Christ, Yahweh Shai, the Most High? Go ahead. But this is the problem, because this is what happens when you deal with that wife that came in privily, or that brother that came in privily. Watch. Read on.
To spy out our liberty.
Go ahead.
Which we have in Yahweh Shai.
Go ahead.
That they might bring us into bondage.
How does that bondage come? Well, it comes in the form of contention. It comes in the form of arguing. It comes in the form of finger pointing. It comes in the form of, well, why are you telling me something? Why are you correcting me? What does that bring? It brings contention. It brings arguing, right? That's that bondage that we were all trying to run away from.
Because when the light, it's like, and this is the thing about, well, I gotta say this. This is the thing about growing. I was talking to another brother from out of town. We were talking about, actually it was Mario. We were talking about cats that grow camp so fast to where it's like, well, how'd you grow so fast? Knowing damn well when it takes how long it takes for a spirit, a new brother, a new sister to be cultivated. Right? Like, just through experience, y'all know as well as we know, everybody knows that every one of us can all come and say within the first 3-4 years of the truth, you still had beginner problems.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't really start working on them to the 5th, 6th year. Right? So how is it that you're just easily anointing this person, the head of this camp, and the head of, it's like, damn, how the hell did you do that? Because it's at the cost of the man's spirit that you're doing that to, and at the cost of the people that is seeing it. Because they're thinking like, if it's that easy, we can just anoint this brother, this sister, they can just throw on this shirt and this t-shirt, and now you're anointed to be that priest, instead of saying, damn, this person they weren't given time to peel off the things of the old man. They didn't even give time for us to start seeing their true intentions. Right?
Right.
And I'm not saying I'm perfect in that observation too, because a lot of times we want to do things so fast and we want to get the work done. Sometimes you overlook that brother that you set in this position. Yeah. And you realize that, dang, wait a minute. You're looking and you're saying, wait a minute, these qualities didn't grow in this man. It didn't grow in my rib.
You thought because they were side by side working with you.
It's like what we talk about. Yeah. We got to get this out of our dialogue. Because they've been around. They've been around for 10 years.
Or because
they supposed to know this.
Right, or because they did it already. Or they did it before. Yeah. But it's telling us here. They came in privily. Yeah. So what does that mean? They was moving around with us. They moved around. They moved around for years or 6 months.
But behind the scenes.
Scenes.
They didn't let the natural process of the work of the word purge these things.
Right. Yeah, because there was a certain thought process. There was a certain intention. When you go back to the definition, there was already a mind state embedded in this person. You can't be an introvert in the truth amongst these brothers and sisters. No. You can't be sitting there, you listening, because we got those too. Yeah. But did you see, you know who they are, because right when you start
with any form of obscure, touchy correction, they start bucking. They start twitching. It's like, whoa.
Any type of teaching moment.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. Any type of teaching moment, it's like, wait a minute. Why are you twerking? Why are you vomiting? Why is you spitting up green stuff?
Yeah.
You were supposed to learn this. You said you've been in the truth for 9 years.
Yeah.
So you know,
or if things don't go their way, they're the ones that they pull. Everybody's over here doing what they're doing.
Yeah, they peel back.
And they're just observe.
You hurt my feelings.
But my feelings ain't really hurt. I just don't want to do what y'all are doing. I'm gonna be there at the meeting. I'm gonna be there at Garment. I'm gonna be there, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide in the back.
I'm gonna hide in the back.
Yeah.
From there, go to
very real.
Go to Jude. Go to Jude 1 and verse 4. So, how do you know that your will is not lining up with the will of the Most High? Well, you ain't trying to make no waves. You ain't trying to stand out. You're not trying to have the spotlight, like it talks about in John.
Yeah.
The light of the world has came in not to condemn, but to give men hope, right? To save men.
Right.
But you don't want to be saved by that light. You don't understand that light, that spotlight was supposed to cleanse you. So you hide. Go ahead, read, and then you can come with yours. Go to Jude 1 and 4.
Jude chapter 1 verse 4.
Go ahead.
For there are certain men crept in unawares.
So it repeats it. Go ahead.
Right.
Who were before of old ordained to this
and this is the thing, man. It's nothing new. It's nothing new that you're going to have these type of men or that men were going to be this way. The point of this is to show you that you shouldn't be this way, and if you are, here's the way to parallel or to examine
Here's
yourself.
the flashlight for you to look at yourself and for you to say, damn, I'm leading myself into condemnation.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to be that castaway. I'm going to be that one that beateth the air and waste all these years in the truth and end up 10 years later, the bitter woman, hated, fat, old, miserable, and you could have just did that a long time ago.
Or the bitter brother.
Or the bitter brother.
With the Israelite PTSD stories.
Right.
Of all the hurt and
angry
pain
as hell.
And this brother did this, and I remember this time when this brother did this, and that's why I can't
nothing was good
until brothers mature, and all you come with all the damn stories of why not to, but you don't see the purity in why you should, or why you should have continued. It's gonna tell you here. Watch. Go ahead.
For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ungodly men.
They're what?
Ungodly men.
See, and you can, and it's hard because the scriptures say not to judge any matter before it's time. Right. But you see certain things in brothers, and you're like, well, that's not biblical. Well, we know it's not biblical because they don't know.
Right.
Right.
Signs.
But then 6 months later, they're still doing what they did a week ago. And our job is to say, okay, we got to give them a chance. We got to give them a chance. We got to give them a chance. But what about now 6 years later when they're doing the same thing that they did? What about now 10 years later? What about 15 years later?
Now there's a glitch.
There's a glitch.
There's a glitch in that spirit because we were supposed to be constantly moving forward.
Now let me say this. And you just said it. There was supposed to be a constant change though, even from day one. Right? Paul said it, I die daily. So why do you got men that's 30 years in the truth still lying? Why do you got women that's 30 years, 15 years, 10 years that are still slothful, still not here for the Most High?
Or let's go back to your original point, still not ready to cleanse themselves.
Still not ready to get in that book.
That's the biggest demon.
Yeah. I don't want to pray.
I don't want to pray. I don't want to be told about myself. Anytime it's time to peel off the blackness out of me, that's when I break down mentally, psychologically, and you hate me, you don't like me, I don't know why, I'm here doing what I'm doing.
It's always about correction.
Hey,
it's never...
and I'm talking about men and women, because that sounds like a woman talking.
But no, brothers beyond
that. Brothers beyond that.
Like
brother,
you always
don't like me.
You don't like me. Like, brother, we're here for you.
Yeah.
And you're looking at the fact that I'm pointing that flashlight at you.
Right.
As a form of condemnation and hate. Right? But it's not about that. That's where it's like, okay, well, what are you here for? Was your intention to be cleaned up? Or was your intention to be a nigga with the Bible? A harlot with the Bible? A hoe with scriptures? Was that the intention?
Or the fake once again, Christian, I want to sit amongst you. I want to act like I'm right. I want to be. I want to go through the motions, but really within myself, I'm just obscured. I'm hid. You know, I'm lying to myself.
And then when you ask them, I just like being by myself.
And you hear me say it all the time. Y'all hear me say this all the time. Those are ones that's in a cult. You're in the occult.
God.
You're in the cult.
God.
You're in the cult because why? You're the one that when people look in your eyes and they ask you a question, they can see the phoniness within you because you really don't believe. So you listen to your husband. Why you listen to him? Because I guess the Bible says obey.
Or you have no answer.
Right. Or you have no answer.
Because my husband said so?
Right.
Why do you do that, brother? Because brother said so.
Yeah.
That's the order.
That was one brother, not going to say the school, whatever. He was like, man, I had to stop going over there. He's like, because when I was talking to them, all they were doing is repeating what they regurgitated instead of, there was no realness coming from them.
Yeah.
And you can see that based on a lot of brothers and sisters not studying. A lot of brothers and sisters really not knowing why. Why you do what you do. Why we do the work. Why this? Why that? You got to know. But what it all goes back down to that you're not examining yourself, whether you be in the faith.
And this is what it turns things into. Watch, I like that you said that. Read.
Yeah.
Turning the grace of our Lord God into lasciviousness.
See, now it turns into this lasciviousness where I can just do what I want and the grace is there. Right. I can be a demon. I can act up. I don't have to develop a respect for my husband, for the Most High. I don't got to actually develop the care for my nation. I got the grace. And what that means is that everything is counted as a mess up. Oh, everything's just an accident. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, my bad, Salakia. Everything's a Salakia. Right? Everything can't be a Salakia. Some things you got to now sit back and say, wait a minute, am I purposefully doing these things? Am I purposely doing evil? Or am I doing it unconsciously? Go ahead.
And denying the only Lord God.
Read on. And this is what it looks like. It looks like you deny Yahweh Shai. It looks like you're denying the will of him and the Most High. Which is what? Let me lay my life down. Let me be an example. See, a lot of men don't want to be that example. A lot of women don't want to be. You don't want to be the one to have to carry that torch and to have that spotlight on you of what an example should be. You rather just fly under the radar. You got something?
Yeah. Go to John chapter 1. Just on that point, John chapter 1 and verse 5. Just regarding that, trying to hide. Trying not to have your imperfections be shown, to be worked on.
Right.
So that you can grow in the spirit. Mm-hmm. But that's what the world teaches us. Like, I'm gonna just do what I want to do. Nobody got to know what my issues are, what my problems are. Or a lot of people got a misconception though too, is that they're gonna use that against me.
Right.
So now you're allowing yourself not to grow. I've heard that from multiple people.
Yep.
I can't let people know what's going on with me because they're gonna use it against me. Man, please. Yep. Read where you at.
John chapter 1 verse 5.
You gotta hear what the scriptures are saying. Go ahead.
And the light shineth in darkness.
Yeah, but the light is this, again, the correction, the teaching, the reproof that's supposed to happen when somebody comes into the faith. When scriptures come out, you got to see that this light is the Bible. It says the light shineth in the darkness. Read.
And the darkness comprehended it not.
Yeah, the darkness, those that don't like the light, those that start scattering away like roaches.
The darkness that's in, listen, we all have darkness.
Oh, yeah.
It's the darkness that's in all of us that doesn't comprehend that, hey, get your Bible is not meant to kill you.
Right.
Okay, you getting prideful, let's get your scriptures. Let's see what the scriptures say. No. See, the darkness is going to reject even that. It's not a get your Bible so I can actually chop you with this sword.
Right.
It's get your Bible so I can show you that the concepts and method that I'm using is not a man-made thing. I'm not coming off the whim, off the cuff.
And to show you how your mentality is technically not in line.
It's not lined up with the spirit.
Yeah.
You see that? So it's the darkness that's in all men. We all have those dark moments where it's like, damn, I don't feel like doing this, or I don't want to. And then you got to let that light. That light always has to outshine darkness.
And that could be counsel from a brother that you're going to.
Yeah.
A lot of people try to rationalize their own thoughts and how they move with themselves.
Yep.
The scripture says, "Counsel not." What does it counsel?
Extol yourself not
in your own counsel. Why?
Yeah.
Because you're not always going to be able to shine the light on yourself. You can't all the
Not
time.
all
You
the
got to
time.
get a different perspective.
And you won't always have the right balance.
Right.
You won't have all. It says all wisdom is not in the Son of Man. You're not gonna have everything you need to give yourself in the moment. That we all get weak.
Right.
But that's why it says brothers are born for adversity. Iron sharpeneth iron.
Right.
But a lot of men, they run from the iron because they feel that, oh, you're just gonna cut me, or you're just gonna harm me, or I don't need to hear it. I don't need to be told. I don't need the light. I always say it. They try to examine what type of light you coming with. Wait a minute, is that a UV bulb?
Right.
Wait a minute, is that a fluorescent bulb? Wait a minute, what type of bulb is that? That ain't the right light. Well, how do you know? If you've been in darkness your whole life, how do you know what light is needed?
Yeah.
But see, that's another thing where you can see what is a person's intention. Are you here to criticize?
That's why you'll hear comments like, I don't like how y'all talk.
I don't like how y'all talk. And it's like, wait a minute, who's up here getting cussed out? And being called bees and this and that?
They don't like the sharpness
and directness
of what they're doing to be brought out.
Right.
That's why they don't like it.
They don't want
that exposure.
They don't want their intentions to be made manifest. Like it says in John, they don't want their doings to be made manifest.
Yeah.
They don't want that to come out. Because that's the killer, when somebody can talk about what you're doing. When somebody can talk about what you're doing and you didn't tell nobody, and the spirit smacks what you did, and you're sitting there like, wait a minute, how they find that out? So what do? You gotta hide. You gotta try to dodge them bullets. Start not showing up to class. Hey, brother, where you been? Oh, my job, and my mama got sick, and this happened and that happened. Why? Well, they come to find out 10 years later, them brothers was hitting my spirit, and I didn't want to deal with that. Yeah, sis, hey, Shalom, you ain't been in class in a while. Oh, well, this came up and that came up. You start running, not from men, but you start running from the spirit.
Right.
You can't run from the spirit. Right? Did he finish yours?
Yes, sir.
From there, go to 1 Corinthians 14:26. And we're showing different ways of how you can see that a man's intentions, a woman's intentions ain't on what the Most High willed. Right? So another point is, you got a lot of brothers and sisters that they come in forgetting that you were supposed to drop your agendas. You were supposed to let go of the old thought processes. You were supposed to let go of the confusion, the Christianity, the religion, right? You were supposed to drop your ventures, like Yahweh Shai. He had to drop all business ventures. Yep. And he had to do what the Most High willed. He had to do the Most High's business.
Because his father was a carpenter.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I'm even talking about, right, he had to drop the worldly.
Right.
And he said, he said, I'd be about my father's business. Right? So what did he have to do? He couldn't be what Joseph was. He had to be what the Most High wanted. But this is the problem with a lot of brothers and sisters. You forget that it's about you learning and getting your spirit right. But this is how you come. Read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 14.
Come on.
Verse 26.
Come on.
How is it then, brethren?
Right.
When ye come together,
right.
Every one of you had a song.
Come on.
Had a doctrine.
Had a what?
Had a doctrine.
What else?
Had a tongue.
Right. It's like you come and then you have a song. You got a doctrine. You got this different way, Ahaya and Yahweh. But wait a minute. You don't even know the truth. You can barely even speak Hebrew, but you're trying to say, no, brother, you're wrong. It's Ahaya or Yahweh or Yeshua. But all you've been doing is watching online. Your whole career is online. So how can you come and now determine and say with fervency that brothers are wrong or right? Your job was to come back and sit down and learn. Not dictate what was wrong and what was right.
Sit down, be humble. Huh?
Not right. Sit down, be humble. He said you have a psalm, a doctrine, a tongue. What else?
Have a revelation.
Yeah, you got all these deep revelations. Right. Well, no, it means this. No, that scripture means that. Like, what are you talking about? Or, I see y'all brothers are doing this. I think we should get into this business. Or we should get into that business. How about mastering what we already have going on? How about stop trying to add more components to the puzzle and just deal with what we already have? Be faithful in that. See, it shows that there was a lack of diligence in what was already established. That's how you can see what type of men, what type of intentions you have. When a cat just wants to come and automatically he puts one toe into the arena and he just wants to dictate how the fight's gonna go. He wants to dictate what type of armor you're gonna wear. It's like, wait a minute, but I've been in here fighting. I know what works.
Right, not knowing that this wasn't your team. You didn't start this team.
Right.
You getting on the bench.
You on the bench, right? You barely gonna be on that bench.
Right.
Right. You gonna shoot around a little bit and then you gonna sit. You ain't gonna get in the game.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. You gotta work. And what was it about? This man, this woman, they didn't want to prove themselves. You got a lot of sisters that come in, and there's an already established way of things, the way things get done, and they gotta criticize everything. I don't like the way they do that. I don't like the way they do that. It's like, wait a minute, but you just got here. You just got here because you're the boss at your job. You can't come and try to implement your boss ways here in the spirit. It's something that's already established 5 minutes in. You can't come with all your psalms and doctrines. How about learn what's being done first?
You know, and these qualities, if brothers and sisters like sit back, and what you're saying is not wrong to come and try to take the initiative and try to add. That's not what he's talking about. So y'all got to, once again, I'm gonna say it the other day. Look at all these classes. Y'all know us. You're able to understand that this is an individual that mind is not focused on really what is needed for them to get their spirit right.
Right.
You know, the qualities and things that they need to put in their spirit according to Yahweh Shai to move forward. You got too many things obscuring you. Instead of saying, man, let me look at myself and see that I don't need that. Let me chill the hell out. I need to learn how to listen. I need to learn. This is needed for me. I'm a bad listener. You know what I mean? Like I had to say back in the days, I let everything irritate me and get me angry. I'm letting anger motivate me. You know, Yeshai was talking about that yesterday to me about just angry ass Israelites. Mm-hmm. It's like just moving off of hate, mm-hmm. and not being able to see the love in what we do. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing. It's like, it reminds me of the same thing that was in me. It's like everything to where I'm around my ribs, it was hate. It was anger.
And it wasn't like it was purposely done, but that was the byproduct of...
That was the byproduct of me not being balanced.
Right.
Me not looking at myself and saying, wait a minute, I'm an Israelite. This is not what a full Israelite is. Right? A full Israelite is not one that is just balanced with nothing but hate. Right. A full Israelite is not walking around like the other Christians and it's just all happy, dory, and all love.
Right.
A full Israelite is someone balanced and understand what is needed and what time. Right. And that's the thing, that these things, we're so off balance when you come in the truth. You're either too damn emotional, or you talk too much, or you don't talk at all. You're like one way or the other.
Yeah, one extreme to the next.
Yeah, you're not balanced enough in learning in things. Or you got that part down, but now you're selfish. Right? You know, all of these qualities and things that we are learning in classes that we learn is supposed to be bringing us and even us out and say, oh, I'm too much like this. Let me bring this up. This needs to go away.
But that only happens if your intention is to get those things worked out.
Very true.
That only happens if you intend to really be a better person. That's the only way that happens. If not, then you're going to be the person where, you might be business savvy, right? You might have all the business savvy in the world, and Lord knows we need business savvy brothers and sisters, right? But if you're selfish, then what does it matter if you're business savvy? Because you'll come with the ideas, things start blowing up, and then you do what?
Dip off.
Right.
Either you dip off or you want the credit. And then when you don't get all the credit, because we give the credit to the Most High in Christ, you're like, but I did that. See, but I did that. I'm taking my ball and I'm leaving. Like that kid that takes his ball from the park and leaves. Like, y'all niggas ain't letting me play, I'm taking my ball. It gets into that because...
Consuming fire. Go ahead. Keep coming with it. Keep coming
there
with
were things that were supposed to be learned before you said, you know what? Let me do my business savvy. Let me get me right. Let me get the selfishness out of me. Let me get the pride out of me. That way when we do work together, it's together for real. Ooh. It's not in the back of my head that I did this. You got cats that are like that. You got women that are like that. You got wives. It's like, why the hell do you do certain things as a wife? Are you doing it for the credit?
Yeah.
Are you doing it for the glory? For the, oh, good job, babe. Right? Damn, that was a good job. That's a beautiful garment, babe. Or is your intention to please the Most High first? Yes, there's nothing wrong with getting that's a nice garment.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with like, damn, babe, that was a good meal. That was tawab. The water for it. There's nothing wrong. Hey, the water for packing my bags when I was about to go on this trip. But are you doing it? First of all, you should already be in the mind as a wife to be doing these things. But now, are you just doing it to be seen of men? Are you doing it for that vain glory? These are the things that got to be checked in people, because now when you don't get the attaboy,
glory,
right? The attaboy, right? The smack on the ass. What happens? You start to get tight. You start to get tight up here, and here, and here. You start to,
and we know that Yahweh Shai always reveals them.
Right.
The Most High always reveals them, because he put you around that brother that tweaks that out of you. He put you around that sister that tweaks that out of you. And it reveals why, because you explode. It's always a negative explosion, because that thing that was supposed to be revealed is being revealed.
And this is how it gets revealed. Go to Hebrews 5 and 12. This is how it gets revealed, because what do we do for new people when they come into the truth, or brothers coming back, or anybody that's stepping back into the spiritual arena? As leaders, we assess, okay, what's needed for this person's spirit. Right? We have to. We're shepherds. It says taking the oversight of the flock. So by taking the oversight, we look and say, man, what's needed for this person's spirit? What do they got to work on? Now, they'll come in and say, well, I don't got to work on nothing. Everybody's perfect. Right? I'm good. Just let's make money as a camp, or whatever the case may be. But what do? We have to pause every individual. We put you on pause.
Because you're not seeing that they look out for your soul.
They look out for your soul, right?
Because we could be like the Christians
and just let you
and be like, hey, yeah, go ahead. It's all about money. It's all about this. It's all about that. But we know the outcome of that is going to be garbage anyway. Because eventually you're going to turn anyway, because it's not, like you said, through the qualities and the spirit to do it together.
To do it together and to not worry about who's getting the credit, who's doing what, who did more. Because that's what the complaints come out when you're not doing things the right way. It's like, well, I'm doing more than this person. No, you're not. Ooh. No, you're not. And I'm gonna use this example. I know we don't talk about the mall in our business a lot, but I'm gonna use this example where, yes, you have men that be in the mall, brothers be in the mall. We all been in the mall, right? And as you grow spiritually, what are you called to do? Teach more. Hey, we need you to do class. And be in the mall less. Be less of a footman and more of a thinker. Right? Now, is any one job more important than the other?
No, they're both equally.
They're both equal, but it's just a different job, right? Different operations of the body.
Different venue.
Different
right? But a man that's not seeing that, he's like, well, I'm doing more than the foot.
He's going to look at you as if you're more relaxed and I'm doing all the work.
Right.
And you're going to take credit while I'm busting my ass.
Right, but we're all equally working or the thought should be we're working as one body.
Right.
But we have to always pause that mind and say, hold up, let's put you where you need to be. You just got here. You can't be the head yet. Wow. That wouldn't even make sense, right? Nobody goes to school to be a doctor and all of a sudden you're head physician, brain surgeon within 2 weeks. Yep. Right? So what do? We say, wait a minute, you got to go to school. Right? We knew that you were smart in the world, because we're not taking that away. We're not saying that, oh, wait a minute, just because you're not the head, you're dumb, you're stupid. We're just saying, wait a minute, you're not ready to be the head yet, because that takes a lot of training and experience. Okay. So what do?
Ask them to come to class.
Hebrews 5 and 12, read it.
Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12.
Right?
For the time.
And I know this one cuts a lot of brothers and sisters. They hate this.
How so?
They hate this scripture. Because you know what it does? It puts things right back into the perspective that it should have been in when you got here. That, yeah, you're right. You should have been a teacher. You should have been here to build spirits. You should have been the guide to the blind. But why aren't you? Well, some men left off the path. Some were caught up in Christianity. Some were caught up in their job. Some were caught up in themselves. Some were caught up in their women. Some were caught up in their gain. So the time that you were supposed to be a teacher, what?
Yeah, indeed. That one teacher would get.
Teach you what? How to be caught up in your woman? Because that's not what you're coming to learn. You're not coming to learn business. You're not coming to learn Christianity. You're coming to learn how to do the will of the Most High. How to be faithful. How to be diligent. How to be consistent. How to be charitable. How to be hospitable. How to love your husband. How to love the Most High. How to love the brethren. How to love your nation. Right? It says love unfeigned. How do I accomplish the fruits of the Spirit? For real, for real. Not the dun 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 dun, and you just pop locking in church and crip walking and blood walking and doing all the different walks, Drake slide, whatever they call it.
Oh, Tootsie dance.
Tootsie dance, you do it. That's not the Spirit. So you have to be taught how. What's up?
Can I make a point?
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, it's funny when it says this.
Lock a rob in the building.
When it says, when you look at verse 11, you can't even like really make a. Can we read verse 11 on it?
Read it.
Verse 11.
Go ahead.
Of whom we have many things to say.
Because, like verse 12 says, when it was time for you to be a teacher, you didn't want to do this. Like the teachers that was supposed to be teaching, they had many things to say, many things to show you, many examples. But read.
And hard to be uttered.
But it was hard for them to teach you. It was hard for them to even talk because you knew it all.
Oh.
So whenever they were trying to show you something, oh yeah, I know that. Oh yeah, I know where you're going.
Right. Yeah.
You trying to finish the sentence, but it's like, nah, just listen.
I got you, Ak. I got you.
Yeah.
I got that already.
You don't gotta explain.
I did that. Yeah, you ain't gotta explain. I got that.
Comprehend a few
Or-
words.
Or I did that already, brother.
Exactly.
Remember, I was already here. I already did that.
Time.
Say less.
Say.
I comprehend a few words. Like.
Say less.
Say less.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Seeing you are dull of hearing.
And that's the thing, like when you're like that, you're dull of hearing. So it's like, yeah, you were supposed to be a teacher. You were supposed to be at some level, not just teaching, but just at any level. But because you were dull of hearing, because you didn't want to hear nothing, because you thought that you knew it all.
And it's because you did know things.
Yeah.
It's because you did know things. You did know how to be a mechanic. You did know how to be a businessman. You did know how to be.
Gift of gab.
You might have had a little playboy swag, little talking to people real nice. You knew how to be the woman of the world. But you were now supposed to come and be taught again. Now, if your intention wasn't to be taught this wisdom, then guess what? You would buck up. You would blow up. You would, every time somebody pointed out one of your many, we all have what? Shortcomings.
Okay.
Right? It says that our righteousness is like filthy rags. We all fall short of the grace.
God.
When you fall short and it's pointed out, you do have a damn throw up session and you lose your mind because your intentions wasn't to be taught and cleaned up. Your intentions was to push your own will. Read on.
Verse 12. For when the time ye ought to be teaching, ye have need that one teacher would give.
Go ahead.
Which be the first principles of the oracles
Now,
of the Most High.
was this a bad thing that you needed to be taught again?
Nah.
No, it wasn't. But some brothers and sisters look at this like, why I gotta learn? Why I got it already.
Yeah.
No, you had to be taught again so that you could do things going forward the right way. When you're a crackhead, right, on drugs, your best decision made you smoke crack. Think about it. When you in and out of jail, your best decision got you there. Think about it. You got a lot of brothers and sisters that deal with, we were talking about it today, you got brothers and sisters that deal with that suicide. Your best decision is telling you to kill yourself. That's your best decision. So what do you got to be taught now?
That your best decision isn't right.
Your best decision ain't right, and it's better for you to be here to be an example. What were you going to say?
There's a saying that says that the path to hell was paved with best intentions.
No.
With good intentions.
Damn, you got all the sayings. You got all the monikers. Right? The path to hell was paved with what?
Good intentions.
But what intentions are those? The ones that get you to hell, which aren't the intentions that line up with the Spirit of the Most High.
Right.
So it's not a bad thing that a man got to be taught again. That's actually a good thing.
I got something right with that.
Who wants to go first?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's just a comment, but you got a man with good intentions would actually see it as mercy being shown to you. The Most High is having mercy upon you.
Right? Say that one more time.
A man with good intentions towards the reasoning why he's here
Right.
We actually see it as the Most High being merciful.
And that's where I was going with it. That it was a good thing that you were being taught again. The Most High gave you mercy.
Right.
He gave you the grace to be adopted, ball-headed twins. Right? He gave you the mercy to be readopted into His grace. To be adopted right back under Yahweh Shai. See, but that's the thing. If your intentions ain't to do that, then you're gonna be like, I don't need you to tell me nothing. Right?
Give me Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 8. Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 8. Like you say, the way that your thought process won't be pure enough to be like, you know what, I need this.
I need it.
You know what, I fell off. Because like you said, I was in my mire. I see what I need. I need this. But if you're not in that accepting spirit of you wanting to clean yourself up and be better, hell yeah.
What time did we start?
7:30.
No, 7.
Well,
Really?
we started the last one.
Oh damn, come on, go ahead.
Yeah, where you at?
Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 8.
Read it clear, please.
Come. But if you be without chastisement,
If you be without chastisement, read.
Whereof all are partakers.
Right, because we're going to get that chastisement. Go
Right.
ahead.
Whether you want it or not, whether you try to hide and slide in unawares,
You're going to get checked and you're going to be told about yourself. But there was a reason why you were getting told and corrected. Go ahead.
Then you are bastards.
Then are ye bastards. Read that one more time.
Then are ye bastards.
Right. But if you be without chastisement, showing that if you're not getting checked or corrected, the Most High is not there with you. You got to see that. But for you to be in the right mind, you would know that the correction that this brother's giving me to be better, to try to increase in my spirit, that is because the Most High is with me. The Most High wants more out of me. He's showing me that, listen, like you said, I'm giving you grace. I'm giving you mercy. Because I could have killed you 2 months ago. And you was out there doing all that wickedness. But I brought you back to my fold for the 3rd, 4th, 5th time.
I'm doing things to show you that I want my will to be. I said it, and have I not done it?
Right.
That I'm not gonna go back on what I said. I know the thoughts that I have towards you, thoughts of peace and not of evil.
I like that.
Right? So the Most High is always gonna show that He's doing His best way, His best intention for us.
Because He did predestinate us for His will. So He's going to continue to try to get you in the right mind. That's why it says, if you be without chastisement, are you not a bastard? Read.
Then you're bastards, and not sons.
Yeah, and not the sons of Him, not the sons of the Most High, sons and daughters of the Most High. Read.
Verse 9.
Go ahead.
Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh.
Yeah, we had fathers of our flesh. We've had road dogs of the flesh, but what were they giving us? They weren't giving us what the Most High was trying to instill within us. They weren't trying to root out the wickedness and the negative that was in us. We had fathers of the flesh. Read.
Which corrected us.
And the sad part about it, a lot of y'all listen to your friends, families, neighborhood dope dealer, your side crackhead friend.
You'll let Jada Pickett Roundtable be your correction.
Right. More than the Spirit of the Most High. More than when somebody wants to open up the Bible. Ask yourself, who opened up the Bible with you 3 weeks and months ago? Nobody. Nobody opened up no Bible. Joel Osteen's wife didn't open up no Bible. With the all the little female pastors, they didn't open up the Bible. Your little your friend that comes over just to eat and drink and watch celebrity hookup shows, you're not opening the Bible. But you know what's one thing that you do? You listen to them. So the Most High is saying, did we not have fathers of the flesh that corrected us? And that mostly we listened to. Read.
And we gave them reverence?
Yeah, and you gave them reverence. You listened to them. But how much more men and women of the Most High? How much more this man? But again, like you said, what's your intentions? Are you here to do the will of the Most High? To increase? Or are you here to do your own malicious, slick, whatever you want to do?
Just autopilot, slide by.
Right.
You know, it's funny. Mustafa said it. He said, it's like having someone proofread and edit your work. This improves the quality of the work. Absolutely right. Dawiyah came back and said sometimes the proofreading is embarrassing. You're very right. But were you supposed to look at the fact that somebody was fixing your work? Or looking at the fact that when I do drop this work, it's going to be glorious.
It's going to be better.
Yahweh Shai, can I say it?
Yeah.
Looking unto Yahweh Shai, who for the glory, he said he endured the shame.
Right.
He despised the shame. So we're not supposed to look at the fact that, damn, he corrected me.
Right.
You're supposed to look at, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, that hurt a little bit. But now, what did I get from that?
Right.
Well, to the pure, All things are pure.
Right.
To the pure, all things are pure. It's like coming in, I try to, I know brothers are like, wow, he wants me to watch this again, but the quality of what we're editing or what I'm putting together, if I can get past y'all, you know what I mean?
Right.
And y'all can pick it apart and say, take that, leave that, that's good.
Or did you
that
do
color,
this, or did you
yeah.
do that?
All right, then I'll be able to say, okay, good. By the time we give it out,
it's past the litmus test.
Yeah.
Yes. Now
the what?
The litmus test.
Litmus.
Yeah, that's a test.
Okay, all right. No.
Don't steal my saying. But it's a scientific litmus test. You test things with the litmus paper.
Okay.
To see if it's acidic or.
Right.
It's past that test. Right. So now the product that goes out, it's a good work. Right. That's where you do get the praise.
Right.
That's where you do get the damn. That's a good job. Right. But then they seeing that. They're not seeing that. Yeah. The being taught again is just to make you better. Yeah, we don't have to be available to teach. We don't got to be available to sit you down and go through the same concepts every 6 months. Right. That's what it be feeling like. Every 6 months, I feel. Con, go to Proverbs real quick. Go to Philippians.
Philippians or Proverbs?
Go to Philippians 3:18. You had it?
What's the one you just went to?
I just went to Hebrews 5:12.
Oh, okay. Still okay.
About when we pause your agenda. Right? So now that your agenda is paused, now that we say, you know what, brother? You got to be taught again. If the purity that is not in you to say, you know what, you're right, I do need to be taught again. This is what's going to happen. Go to Philippians 3:18. Somebody else give me Proverbs 16:25. Go ahead.
Philippians chapter 3 and verse 18.
Go ahead.
For many walk, of whom I have told you often.
Go ahead.
And now tell you even weeping.
Read.
That they are the enemies of the cross.
You become the enemy of the cross. You right off the bat, you painted yourself as the enemy. Because you're saying, I don't want to do things the way y'all are doing it. I don't see it as necessary. I got it already.
That's why you got to get out of your head that man is controlling anything.
Yep.
The Most High says he has the wise in their own craftiness.
Yep.
Whoever is thinking they're getting away with something, they are not. It doesn't matter. This is what I can tell you from almost 30-something years of the truth. It doesn't matter if you're the king, high, preem, general, 80 shield, or you're the trooper.
Yeah.
You don't get away with anything. The Most High can bring high the king low, and he can bring the trooper high. It's the Most High deals with spirit, so we get caught up into what you think is getting away, or what
we think is necessary and not necessary.
Yeah.
What we think is best for us. I thought I knew what was best for me. At one point, I remember first coming into the truth. I thought I knew what was best for me, and that thought process didn't let me last as long as I needed to. And then coming back, I had to sit back and say, you know what? I know I'm a grown-ass man. I know I can pay bills. I know I can pay a car note. I know I can think for myself, but I have to be shown
certain elements.
But I got to be shown where I'm wrong.
Yeah, but you got to be shown certain elements outside of bills, and you know how to use the toilet.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
You come with that mind that I know how to wipe my own backside.
So I know everything.
I know everything,
right.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I knew how to pay bills and do all that.
Right.
Come on.
That makes you a grown man in the world. But
now I had to be shown as another grown man in a whole different arena. Wait a minute. No, that's not how you deal with your kids. No, that's not how you deal with your rib.
Right.
You shouldn't talk like that. You shouldn't be so angry. You shouldn't be so upset. You shouldn't be so emotional. You shouldn't. And it's like, but if my intention wasn't pure, I'd look at that like, man,
you trying to control me.
You trying to control me?
Yeah.
But what do you make yourself? See, this is the warning. Don't make yourself the enemy of the cross. You become forward in your thinking. Go from there. Go to Proverbs 16:25.
Proverbs 16:25.
Read that.
There is a way that seemeth right unto a man.
See, there's a way that seems right to men.
You got to raise your voice up. Yell.
Go read it again.
There is a way that seemeth right unto a man.
Go ahead.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
Right, because we all think that we know the way. But there is a way that seems right that is wrong, and that's going to lead you to destruction. Mm-hmm. Jump down to verse 27.
An ungodly man
diggeth He does what?
Diggeth up evil.
Go ahead.
And in his lips there is an unbearing.
There is a burning fire. Why? Because I didn't like what I was being told. So now what do I go do? Man, these niggas over here
Slander.
Man, these cats, man. Did they talk to you like that? Wait, did they make you do? Did they? And all of a sudden now it's slanderous.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, as we go through the scriptures, you start to speak evil of dignities. Go ahead, read on. 28.
A forward man soweth strife.
So you now become this forward man that soweth strife. Who do you sow the strife amongst? Go ahead. And a whisperer. You start to whisper. Go ahead.
Now, let me say this. This is why you have to check your intentions.
Yeah.
Because one thing leads to a next.
You got it?
It builds up. Iniquity builds up. Sin builds up. All because your mind, you're trying to really just bring old stuff from the world into the truth. And you don't understand the word. You don't understand the scriptures and the process the Most High said you would have to go through. And just because of that little thing, now you created all this commotion, chaos, problems, discord, destruction.
You created reasons why not to push forward.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Separated. Chief.
Right. You try to sow the discord to separate chief friends, the ones that have already been doing it. Read on.
A violent man
enticeth
his neighbor.
Go ahead.
And leadeth him into the way that is not good.
You see that? You entice your neighbor.
Right.
The young man enticed the young man. Y'all talked about that, right?
Right.
You start enticing cats. Next thing you know, y'all both worshiping Buddha. You send it?
No, he ain't got it.
I got it. You both worshiping Buddha. You both now on the wrong path to destruction. There is a way that seemed right, but the end thereof is destruction. Go ahead, read verse 30.
He shutteth his eyes.
He does what?
He shutteth his
See,
eyes.
a forward man that don't want to hear it, he shuts his eyes. No, I don't want to see that. No, hey, brother, get your Bible. No, I don't want to hear that. He shuts his eyes. He closes his eyes from wisdom. Where y'all headed? I didn't see the text. We all about to go do flyers. Where you at? Oh, I didn't see that, man. My phone. Right? It's always some type of excuse to not want to be around now. You made yourself an enemy. This is how you do it. It's a slow boogie process. Yep. For some, it happens faster than others. Some men get wiped out in 6 months. Some women, 6 months. Some sit around for years and let all these things fester inside of them. Remember when we read earlier about bringing back into bondage? These are the chains and the shackles that they use. Read on.
To devise forward things.
Go ahead.
Moving his lips.
Doing what?
Moving his lips.
Yeah, all that talk. All that talk. Go ahead.
He bringeth evil to pass.
Right, go to Proverbs 6 and 12. There's a forwardness that comes up about around these type of people.
Time.
Read it.
A naughty person,
Uh-huh.
a wicked man, walketh with a forward mouth.
Go ahead.
He winketh his eyes.
Go ahead.
He speaketh with his feet.
Read on.
He teacheth with his fingers.
It's all distraction.
Yeah.
It's all like sleight of hand, right? He presents himself one way, but the whole time there's a different agenda in his head. Jump down, read verse 14.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful on what your motives are. You got to ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? And we keep saying it. How does this look?
Right.
Am I doing, and what I'm doing, how is it going to be perceived? I talked to a brother a while back, and he told me it didn't matter. He didn't matter how he's being looked at. I'm like, what the hell? When you look at what Paul was saying, Paul knew that he was being watched.
He was that example.
To be an example, that means you're being watched, and you had to be the right example.
You know what the wildest thing is? When brothers be like, no, y'all are saying these bad things about me.
Oh, yeah.
But guess what?
No, that's your example.
Your example.
That's your example.
You made moves.
That was your works.
And now you painted your own picture. You painted your own portrait. No, well, y'all are saying these things. No, we're not. Look, you just moving in the way of this type of spirit. Go ahead, verse 14.
Forwardness is in his heart.
Right.
He deviseth mischief continually.
Right. This is again a warning. Don't be this type of person. Go ahead.
He soweth discord.
He soweth discord. Verse 16.
These 6 things doeth the Lord hate.
Right.
Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.
Go ahead.
A proud look.
Because now that pride comes up. Now that pride comes up, like you can't, like I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me nothing. Go ahead.
A lying tongue.
You lie about things. Read.
And hands that shed innocent blood.
Right, and we know that brothers ain't just walking up and just literally killing other brothers with the sword, but you do it when these things are in your character and another man pulls that example. Go ahead.
A heart that deviseth wicked imagination.
Come on.
Feet that be swift in running to mischief.
Right, because we're like, hey, no, brother. To be taught again, you got to be around the elders, right? Ecclesiastes 6. Miss not the discourse of the elders. Be with the godly man. You're like, nah, I don't got to do that. I'm going to run to the evil. I'm going to go hang out with the homeboys, the ex-drug dealer. I'm going to go hang out with my partner I went to high school with that does drugs, got me caught up for some drugs. I'm going to go hang out with them because I don't want to hear what you have to say. So I'm going to go run and run to the mischief. I'm going to be the mischievous one. Go ahead.
A false witness that speaketh lies.
Go ahead.
And he that soweth discord among brethren.
Right. Go from there. Go to Jude chapter 1 verse 8. You sow these lies and this discord in a way where and I've heard it. I've heard what does it say? There's a saying. It's not the writings on the walls. I've been like a little fly though in hearings where a brother will come to you like, man, such and such said this about you, and it's like, oh really? Little birdies will chirp, and you'll hear like, oh yeah, such and such said you don't like them, and that you're gonna start a problem between me and you, so that you can have a like, what? What are you talking about?
Right. Sounds like
no
confusion.
So now you got this man that when we paused him and we told him, no man, just learn. Right. Just learn. He didn't understand why. He separated himself. He moved back, but then he linked up with the wrong brother, right? Or the sister linked up with the wrong sister. And all they do is do this. They start whispering, talking crazy. I don't like the way they do this. I don't like the way they do that. How come this? How come that? How come this? How come that? Or this brother don't like you. Or he's going to develop a evil eye towards you. What? Go ahead. Jude 1 and 8.
Jude chapter 1. Verse 8.
Right?
Likewise, also, these filthy dreamers.
Yeah, you're a filthy dreamer. It's all about your dreams and aspirations. But again, do they line up with the Most High? Well, no. Not if you fit to this Jude. It says you're a filthy dreamer. Go ahead.
Defile the flesh.
Read.
Despise dominion.
They do what?
Despise dominion.
Yes, because there is a certain level of dominion that brothers in the spirit should have over you. There is a certain dominion that your husband has over you. Just like you dominate over the children, everyone wants to dominate their kids and have their kids fall in perfect line and perfect order, right? Like, you better listen to me or I'm going to beat your ass, right? I'm going to beat your butt. There is a level of dominion that a brother in the spirit, an aged man in the spirit, has over a younger man in the spirit. But you despise that because you know it all. You despise that because you don't want to be wait till I get my money right. Can't tell me nothing. Go ahead.
And speak evil of dignities.
Right, and you speak evil of dignities, man. You speak, what is a dignity or a dignitary? And a man that comes with, it's a man that comes peacefully. Watch, look up the word dignities. It's a man that, if I'm not mistaken, he comes in the stead of another.
It says dignity. It says true honor.
You see?
Nobleness.
Go ahead.
No elevation of mind.
Right. So you speak evil of men that are trying to hold themselves honorable.
Right.
and try to elevate their mind the right way because they're not decalcifying, because we're not decalcifying our pineal glands, we're off.
Right.
Because we ain't just following every single thing that Dr. Sabi says we're not to be listened to. Because we're not in the book of Enoch, we're wrong. Because we don't say Ahia, we're wrong. You feel like you're elevated more than your teachers. What else?
It says elevation. Honorable place or rank of elevation.
You see that?
Degree of excellence.
So you speak evil of men that are trying to hold themselves, not saying that we're perfect, or anyone is perfect or above the law, but we're all trying to elevate ourselves to a higher degree of thinking in the wisdom. Well, you speak evil of that. All they do is work. They always want to make me go do flyers. Yeah. They always want to gather together. They always want to read the Bible. It's like, what else are we supposed to do? Well, you speak evil of that because why? As a forward man, you're not seeing the benefit. Right? From there, read on.
And speak evil of dignities.
Right?
Verse 9.
Verse 10.
Jude chapter 1.
No, just read verse 10. Go ahead.
But these speak evil of those things which they know not.
And then you speak evil of the things you don't know not. Why? You didn't give yourself a chance to sit down and understand. You automatically wrote wisdom off. You automatically wrote off where it said, miss not the discourse of the elders. We're out the footsteps of the wise. Yeah. You wrote that off like, we're out the footsteps, but I'm wise.
Yeah. How so?
Why I got to do that for? I know things. I'm a man too. I got respect too. Read.
But what they know naturally as brute beasts.
But see, all you knew was the brute beast things of the earth. How to make babies. How to stuff yourself full of food. How to be greedy. How to be covetous. How to be selfish. How to be hateful. How to be an introvert. Those beastly things, they said they were sensual, right? It says the natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit. So if you receive the natural brute beast things, how could you be spiritual? Yeah. Paul said it best. How could you start in the spirit and end in the flesh and be perfect? You can't. But you got men that really believe. Like, no, wait a minute. I'm going to start this way and end this way. I'm going to be like this, and I don't care what y'all tell me.
That's your protocol.
Yeah, that's the way y'all do things. Like, wait a minute, but how do you do things? Like a natural brute beast. Read on.
In those things, they corrupt themselves.
That's the problem. You've been corrupting yourselves. All the hookah and vape, all the popping the pills, all the porn, all of that stuff, man. All the world star hip hop. You've been corrupting yourselves in that, and we're like, hey, brother, put down the porn. Well, I gotta put down the porn for it. Show me where it says, "Thou shalt not watch porn," or "Thou shalt not smoke weed." Wait a minute, what? We got to show you actually where it says that, or you don't understand wisdom and understanding? But the natural man, he don't want to accept wisdom. Go to 2 Peter. 2 Peter 2 and 10.
2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 10.
Damn, 15 minutes. Go ahead.
But chiefly them that walk after the flesh.
Right.
In the lust of uncleanness.
See, and it's about walking after the flesh. It's about being the God of your belly. Read.
The lust of uncleanness.
Right.
And despise government.
See, they despise government. Remember, the Most High said, obey them that have the rule over you because they watch for your spirit. He put men and women over us. Whatever level you came in on, when you came in and you had to be taught again, you were a baby. It said it, you were a babe. What does a babe need? They need to be fed. They need to be burped. They need to be changed. They need to be coddled. When you're crying and somebody needs to hush you. You need to be pampered a little bit. Somebody was put over you to do that. Go ahead.
Presumptuous.
Yeah, you real presumptuous, man. Meaning, and there's a difference between being presumptuous and taking initiative. Because you want to take the initiative in the wrong things. Go ahead.
Are they?
Right?
Self-will.
Because it was about your own will. It was about you doing what you wanted to accomplish. You took things upon yourself to do your own will. Go ahead.
They're not afraid to speak evil of dignity.
Right.
Verse 11.
And what you become is, go to Jude chapter 1 and verse 12, and somebody look up the definition of spot. This is what you paint your own self as. This is what, when all these different intentions come to pass, this is what you become, man. And there's no way around it. And again, this is a class to remind brothers and sisters, don't be this. Right. We always say, there got to be a Judas, but anybody could be Judas, right? Just make sure it ain't Jude. There has to be spots. There has to be not forward thinkers. There has to be forward thinkers. There has to be heresies. The scriptures say so. But do you have to be the heresy? Do you have to be the presumptuous, self-willed brother or sister? No. Read it. Jude 1:12.
Jude chapter 1 and verse 12.
Where the broke Israelites dwell. Go ahead.
These are spots.
These are what?
These are spots.
You become a what?
A spot.
Look up the word spot for me. You got it? Read it for me, Zion.
Spot.
Right.
It says the family of
number 1.
A mark on a substance made by foreign matter.
Go ahead.
A speck. A blot. A place discolored.
Right. Go to verse 2.
A stain on character or reputation.
You stain your own character.
Ooh.
You stain your own reputation because now it's wait a minute, we gotta watch out for this brother because he thinks a certain way.
Right.
Wait a minute, we gotta make sure that when we bring this concept, we gotta watch out for the young mind that's gonna grab it and use that as a reason why not to.
That's why brothers and sisters think it's foreign to that you're gonna be evaluated. You're evaluated everywhere. Your spirit has to be evaluated to see if you're going to be, whatever's needed to happen around you, that it's okay for you to be there. If your spirit's able to do that.
We went over it the other day. It says they look out for your souls.
Yeah.
How will we be able to look out for you if we're not looking at you and evaluating you?
Well, it don't work like that, but some people think it's supposed to work like that. But
right.
what it is don't tell me nothing about me.
Right.
I don't want to hear about me.
And once again, we went over that. Mm-hmm. So all these concepts and logics, it's in the scriptures. Mm-hmm. It's us understanding. Okay, damn, what is wrong and what's right. And when we see that, when we lock into that mode, you become the problem. You become the error. You become the one that is causing more confusion and division and hatred and negative.
And you bring out your true intentions.
By the way. Why we're not forcing you, why we're not shoving it down your throat, why nobody's got a gun to your head. I'm saying that to say that this ain't us trying to put a gun to your head. This is just us. This is the word. We got to teach you. We got to go through these scriptures and show y'all things that a lot of brothers and sisters don't see. It's not time for playing games with this. It's not time.
You know what it is? It's like, how come y'all treat me or deal with me in a certain manner? How come y'all? Because I know some brothers and sisters think how come this is being said? How come this is being brought out?
Right.
Well, because as leaders of the flock, we look and we see. Wait a minute, people are moving in different type of ways. Some are moving into this mode of a spot. So it has to be brought out. It has to be shown. Go ahead.
These are spots in your feet.
No, read spot. Finish spot.
A stain on character or reputation.
Yeah, you destroy your own reputation. Mm-hmm. Now you can't be trusted. Now you can't be relied upon.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says something that soils purity.
It does what?
Something that soils purity.
So the pure, all things are pure, but now
it's soil.
It's soil. You
pissed
come,
on. You done pissed on your purity.
Yeah. And now
it says soil, right?
It says soil. Yeah. So now, when it's time for you to understand, wait a minute, I just got checked, or I just got told that, and a lot of times it's not even I got checked. I use the word teaching moment or constructive criticism because sometimes, most of the times, that's all it really is.
Yeah.
That's all it is constructive criticism, meaning I can take what was told and use it and get a different result.
Yeah.
And brothers look at that like, why are you telling me anything? And why are you trying to dictate my life?
Right.
Wait a minute. We just shown that you didn't got to bash this kid's head against the wall to beat him, right?
Right.
You ain't gonna yell about everything or get upset about everything.
Right.
You can mellow out and talk with a calm voice. Why are you trying to dictate and tell me what to do? The purity is out of you now. What else?
It says disgrace.
Right.
Reproach.
Come on.
Fault.
Blemish.
Blemish.
Number 3.
To stain. To blemish.
Right.
To taint.
Yeah, you're tainted. You're tainted.
Right.
Now you gotta understand. If I'm tainted, I can't be around anybody else to taint them.
Taint.
Your mind's been distorted.
Right. What else? Taint.
Yeah.
To disgrace.
Right.
To tarnish.
Right.
As reputation.
Yeah, you've destroyed your own rep. Read Jude one more time.
These are spots in your feast.
Go ahead.
These are spots in your feast of charity.
Right.
When they feast with you.
Right.
Feeding themselves without fear.
And what's that fear that you should have? He said that anybody that eat this bread unworthily, right, you'll be in condemnation. He said that's why
eat it to themselves damnation.
Damnation.
Yeah.
He said that's why many among you are sick, and many among you sleep.
Right. Many among you are weak and
sickly.
sickly.
I'm sorry, I'm butchering.
No, that's all good.
But he said it. But many among you sleep.
Yeah.
Right. So read it one more time. They feed. They read. They feed themselves without fear.
Yeah. There's no. They've already established their own righteousness that I can do that. I don't know. Whatever you might have seen, whatever you might have seen online, or something. You don't have to listen, or whatever you heard. It blocked your brain for you to actually sit down and read these scriptures and say, "Damn, I'm acting like a fool. I'm acting outside of the spirit. Let me stop that."
Read on.
Feeding themselves without fear.
Go ahead.
Clouds they are without water.
Go ahead.
Carried about of wind.
Yeah, double-minded. Every little doctrine, every little wind that blows, I got to follow this. I'm tossed like a ship in a storm. But who's making you tossed? Is it brothers? Who's making you tossed? Because our whole purpose is to show a man how to be rooted. When you all be teachers, you need someone to teach you again, right? How to be rooted in the word, to abound. But you didn't want that. You didn't. You despised that.
That's why it says you're clouds without water. Like you're not good for nothing.
You're not good for nothing.
You're just for show. A cloud, if it's there, you're thinking, okay, it's about to rain, right? We know the water is the word, right? You were supposed to be giving the rain the word, but you're no good for that.
Because you show up with the garment, you show up with the beard, but now when it's time for you to do the brotherly thing, show a man his faults, you can't. You're hypocritical because you didn't want to be shown your own faults.
I got that.
What you got?
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 11.
Read it real quick.
For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly,
right?
Working not at all.
Go ahead.
But are busybodies.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That busybody mentality. We talked about it. It's whisperers, right? Go ahead.
Now them that are such we command, exhort by our Lord Yahushua, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread.
Is that it?
Yeah, that was it.
What was that one?
That's 2
Thessalonians 3 and 11.
Right. Jump back to Jude real quick. Finish that up. We got 4 minutes.
Trees whose fruit withereth.
Right. What was the whole point of a tree was to bring forth fruit, not let the fruit wither.
Right.
But because you didn't want nobody to do the job of, hey, we got to pull this fruit down. We got to pull this fruit down. You just let that fruit wither. You were selfish.
Yeah, there was no outcome with you. You know, trees with no fruit. Like you were supposed to be growing. You were supposed to be bearing fruit.
No, trees whose fruit withered.
Oh,
it's like this mine. Since y'all are not using me for what I want to be used for, I'm just gonna dip off and fade to the back.
You have no works.
Yeah,
works coming from you
because you're not doing what I want to do.
You won't be watered. You won't even let us redig and plant you.
Right, and dung you around.
Yeah, you won't let it happen. So your fruit is basically gonna wither. Meaning you might have some qualities that was there, but what happens to those fruit when it's not constant growth? Right? It rots. It gets old. Right? Yep. So you gotta there gotta be constantly purging.
Right.
for it to bring forth more fruit. But you're not letting that process happen.
Right. Go ahead. That's a good point. Go ahead.
Trees whose fruit withered without fruit.
Right.
Twice dead, plucked up by the roots.
Yahweh Shai said he walked past a tree and he seen that it wasn't bearing fruit. Right? So what happens to these trees?
Hewn down and cast into the fire.
They're hewn down and cast into the fire. They're worthless. Our worth and our value is what we read. Our worth and our value is what we read in John 10 verse 15.
Right, giving ourselves.
That's our worth and our value.
Yep.
If you're not doing those things, you are not worth anything to the Most High.
Yeah. Because you think about it like that plant that you said, you prune it, but if it's not going to grow, might as well get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do everything to make this thing grow because the plant's there. It's looking good. It got some dead leaves on it, but let me go ahead and prune that so it can grow bigger.
It's like when Yahweh Shai did go by the tree and the man was like, "Let me dung it." Let me redung it. Redo it. He's like, "But it was dead last year. Like, what's the point?" Right. So, what should have been learned? Well, finish that up.
No, you had something. You were gonna say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It's funny because when you look at a tree, there are certain trees that you use for houses. So there are certain trees that you cut down and actually use to build a house. But then the trees that you use to just keep warm, those are trees that like bear fruit. So like if it's not bearing fruit no more, it's like, oh yeah, you're just gonna keep me warm. You're gonna get burnt up.
You're gonna be in the heat.
You're going in the fireplace.
You going in the fireplace. Yeah.
It's like a tree that you're gonna use to build a house. You can't put that in your fireplace. You can't burn that. It's too big. So like the ones that bear fruit, those are relatively smaller trees. So you cut those down and you chop them up, then you can throw it in your fireplace if it's useless.
Right. So in closing, what should have been learned? Let's go here real quick and we'll end it. Go to Mark 10. Mark 10. It's Mark 10 and 35. This is what should have been learned and should have been picked up if the intention was to do the will. Read that.
This is Mark chapter 10 and verse 35.
Go ahead.
And James and John, the sons of Zebedee, come unto him, saying, Master, we would that thou shouldest do for us whatsoever we shall desire.
Go ahead.
And he said unto them, What would ye that I should do for you?
Yeah, what do you want me to do for you? Go ahead.
They said unto him, Grant unto us that we may sit, one on the right hand, and the other on thy left.
Because at the end of the day, that's what men profess that they want. We all want to go to heaven.
Right.
We all want to be in the kingdom, right? The problem is some men want to go about it just by a snap of the fingers, and some men are actually willing to do what is said in John to get there. These men were like, man, just put us in the kingdom. Was it a wrong thought?
No.
It wasn't wrong for them to say, sit me down at your right hand. It's not wrong for brothers and sisters to want to be in the kingdom. But we know that you got to put in the work. Go ahead.
In thy glory. Verse 38. But Yahweh Shai said unto them, Ye know not what ye ask.
Yeah, you don't know what you're asking for. Just like when we went over the class a few weeks ago about, are you ready to be saved? Not realizing that there was so much more that we had to go through to get to the kingdom. Through much tribulation you shall enter into the kingdom. Go ahead.
Can ye drink of the cup?
Can you what?
Can ye drink of the cup?
Right.
That I drink of.
See, this was what was supposed to be learned, that you had to drink of the cup that Yahweh Shai drank from. And not just Yahweh Shai. Moses, David, Paul, Ezekiel, Isaiah. You were going to have to go through all these different forms of persecution, exhortation, long suffering, trials, good time. Paul didn't always have bad times. He had good times. Right? Was it always shipwrecks with Paul? Every moment was a shipwreck. When he seen the brethren, he said, man, you refreshed me. I was happy. Right? So it wasn't always bad. But you had to go through these ups and downs to really see what was your intention.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized.
But some men, they run from that water. They run from that fire. They run from that baptism, but it should have been learned that, wait a minute, I have to go through these things. Read on.
Verse 39. And they said unto him, we can.
Yeah, and that's every, now I'll die for Christ. Right? I'll give it all. I'll trade up everything. Go ahead.
And Yahushua said unto them, Ye shall indeed drink of the cup that I drink of.
Go ahead.
And with the baptism that I am baptized withal, shall ye be baptized.
Go ahead.
But to sit on my right hand.
And I went here just to remind brothers and sisters that you are going to go through things. You are going to have the ups and the downs, but in what realm do you want to go through these things in? Remember, he said you can suffer as a murderer. What was it? Adulterer, or you can suffer for righteousness' sake. He said you are going to drink this cup. you are going to eat this bread. You are going to feel. It doesn't matter if you think about it. Do brothers and sisters outside the truth feel persecution?
God.
Hell yeah, they feel persecution.
Still in captivity.
But they're still in captivity, not understanding why. He said, you're going to drink this cup. Now, for me to just put you on the right hand, that's not up to me. Right? That's up to the Most High. But we have to learn and see that if we do it for the right reasons, we'll get that seat.
The scripture said, come through the straight gate. Right? You got to come through the right way. It got to be the right process. It says, if you try to come up any other way, you're a thief. That means that you can't, there's only one correct way. And that's, why you got to tower and go through these scriptures and understand the correct process. So you can know within yourself, this is the proper way to come to the Most High, to come to Yahushua.
Go ahead, finish it up.
But it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared.
Right.
And when the 10 heard it, they began to be much displeased with James and John.
Go ahead, read on.
But Yahushua,
they're like, man, why are you asking this? Like, don't you, what's going on with y'all? Where's your minds at? Their minds weren't in a bad place to ask. I would have probably asked for that. Like, man, this is the Christ. He can do whatever he wants, right? They saw the fact that this was Yahushua and that he could have gave them whatever they wanted.
Let me see if I can get a request in.
But he was like, wait a minute, that's not for me to give. Go ahead.
Verse 42. But Yahushua called them to him,
right,
and said unto them, Ye know that they which are accounted to rule over the Gentiles exercise lordship over them.
Go ahead.
And their great ones exercise authority upon them.
Right, and this was the point that I wanted to get to. Verse 43. Read.
But so shall it not be among you.
Read.
But whosoever would be great among you shall be your minister.
And this is what should be the mind of a man or a woman that is about getting into the kingdom, about doing the will of the Most High. You're here to be ministered. You're here to be a minister. You're here to give yourself. Go ahead.
And whosoever of you will be the chiefest shall be servant of all.
Go ahead.
For even the Son of Man,
just like Yahushua, that cup that he drank wasn't to be served. It wasn't. He didn't drink the king's cup and kick his feet up and pour down wine and ha 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 ha. He drank that water of affliction. Go ahead.
Verse 45. For even the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto.
Go ahead.
But to minister.
And this is what brothers and sisters have to understand. That we're here to do a work for our people, for our nation. And if that's not the agenda, if that's not the end goal, then you're in the wrong field. You're in the wrong place. You're not here to be ministered to because you got a few Bible scriptures or because you gave yourself. You gave yourself to be the minister, not to be catered to, not to hide, not to fall to the back, not to just drag yourself along unwillingly. Go ahead.
Oh, can I say something?
Yeah.
I was going to say, when you first come into the truth, your mind at first, it's like on, oh damn, I'm an Israelite. Oh crap, let me learn this. It's like your mind, that switch hasn't gone off yet.
Right.
So your mind is more of, dang, what is this? It's all new.
Right,
so
right.
You're like,
absolutely right.
You want to tell it to everybody. You want to show it to everybody. That fire is burning. Everybody you tell, look, it's my friend, you're an Israelite. You're doing all that, right? But at some point, your mind is supposed to switch and be like, oh, okay, this is what it really means to be an Israelite.
Right.
Let me actually do what the service is. Let me do what I'm called to do.
Yeah, you come under the infatuation first.
Yeah.
And you're so infatuated with the truth, with the power, with the awakening that you a lot of times you don't come down and realize, wait a minute, this is about the inward workings of myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't. It's like you come in, but you don't realize that the job duties, the job function. You don't realize, like, damn, I'm being called.
I got the perfect scripture for you. I didn't go there. I got it for you. You want me to read it for you?
Yeah.
I'll read it.
You want to finish this?
I'll read it real quick. 2 Corinthians 8:13. For I mean that not other men be easy and you be burdened, but by an equality that now it is time your abundance may be the supply for their want.
Mm-hmm. You know, and it's perfect. It's like you come into this house that's built, or that's being built, right? And you see it waking up to being an Israelite. And then you're like, at some point that switch is supposed to be flipped, where you're like, okay, let me get my shovel, let me get the wheelbarrow, let me get my brick, let me start
adding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But this is the problem. You came with the wrong intention. You came to spy out. You came to be the businessman. You came to be whatever it was other than the man that picked up a shovel.
Your prerogative.
Your prerogative, and then that deterred you from wanting to add. I'm not going to stick around because I don't want to do this, because you're not letting me do what I want to do first. That was the whole point. So, I mean, hopefully, brothers and sisters, hopefully y'all understood the class and what we were bringing out.
Hold on, I got a question here. Are we living in the last days according to the scriptures? This is a question. Yeah. I mean, remember, according to what we have and the information that the Most High gave us and all the signs that's happening now, I mean, I think we'd be very, very wrong to say it's not the beginning of the end. Right. We're careful with saying that, this is it. Like, this is it. We got to watch that too. But we know it's like a timeline to us. This is how it is in the scriptures. This is the beginning of the end. This is the end. The beginning of the end. So are we in the end? Yeah, we're in this line. We're in this timeline. It's not the end yet, but we're in the beginning of this process, and this process is going to take us to the end. So are we in the last days? That's how you have to answer that question. Because if not, you're presumptuous. People think you're presumptuous to say, oh, it can happen tomorrow. Yahweh Shai can be back next week. We don't know where we're at in this timeline, but we know according to the scriptures, it's getting close, right?
Second Timothy 3 tells us,
right,
that we are in the last days. Mm-hmm. It gives us the characteristics of what the last days would be like. We're not in Solomon's time. We definitely ain't in that, right? And how do we know we are in the last days? I don't know. Was this like I see how the way you went about it, but I'm like, of course we're in the last days. We just don't know what part of the last days we're in.
Right.
I mean, we've been in the last days, if you want to be technical about it, since Yahweh Shai passed away.
Exactly.
Right? Since that earth trembled when he died, that was when that who was it? The centurion said, "This is the Christ."
Yeah.
We killed the Christ.
Yeah.
That was the last days, man, because now everything starts to just
pick up
and unfold.
Yep. You can see we're getting closer if we're paying attention to the signs.
Tornadoes.
The wars, the riots, the plagues, all these things.
As we look at these characteristics in 2 Timothy 3, men without natural affection, men being lovers of themselves.
Yeah.
When you see those characteristics become more and more in people, that's a fair assessment that, wait a minute, things are coming closer to the end.
And your loved ones?
Right, your loved ones, but it tells you.
But it's so much, though, because now we're dealing with the psyche of the people. Mm-hmm. But then we deal with the curses.
The natural disasters.
So there's so many ways you can go about this to show we're in those times. Mm-hmm. But we know that when you put all these pieces of the puzzle together, it spells out the end of days. You know what I mean?
Your salvation is nearer than you know.
Right. When the scripture says we can do a whole class on, except the Lord have shortened the days, we'd be as Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, that itself is a class that you can prove on last days. You can go over this.
Yeah.
Men shall be lovers of themselves.
Right.
Last days. Right. Like, all these things, there's a many moments that the scriptures identify to us to show us we're in those times.
The land shall be barren of faith, famine of the word. There's so many different concepts that the scriptures tell you. This is what you look for to see the end, the signs of the times.
Right.
Right. So yeah, we're
definitely in that time.
Yes, sir.
And we're hoping that it's sooner than we
than
believe. Yeah. Right.
God.
Y'all, make a comment on that if y'all want to make a comment in the chat on that, right, Zion?
God.
Yes, sir.
What you was gonna say?
I was going to say, another way you could look at it too is, like it says in Thessalonians, right? That you're not like, you're not like the people that are asleep in darkness, right?
Right.
So open. We're not children of the night, but children of the day. So when you look at when you go back and you look at history, and you look at these other nations before the Most High toppled them, what were they acting like before the Most High toppled them? So when you look at America is way ahead of all these other nations that the Most High brought down.
Yep.
So you look at how Egypt was before Egypt got brought down.
Yep.
It's ratcheted up. You look at Sodom and Gomorrah before Sodom and Gomorrah was brought down. America's like on a whole nother level.
Because it's both of them put together.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Y'all gotta really watch when you play with this last days thing. And now I'm speaking outside of all the things we know and all the scriptures. But you gotta be careful, because you gotta be careful when you spit that out, and you know what I mean? Because then you're gonna put it in people's minds that this epidemic is gonna bring us right into the chariots coming back, and you don't know that. This epidemic might put you right back at work. Might put you right back at Flyers, right back at street speaking, and it might put your hair getting more gray, and you getting more old. It might take another 10 years. You don't know. A day with the Lord is 1,000 years.
Right.
And 1,000 years is a day. So this to the Most High is not long.
It's a Netflix series.
But even on that same token, because what everybody's saying is definitely right, it doesn't negate the fact that we're in the end times.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that's why I explained it like I did. Because if you don't explain it like that, see, brothers,
they'll be like, "Well, Christ is coming tomorrow."
So this is the end.
Yeah.
and this is when Yahweh Shai died, right?
Right.
We're in this line somewhere. Brothers was like, "Oh no, we here."
Yeah, Christ died.
We're not there because Yahweh Shai is not back yet.
Right.
Where are we at in this line? We can't say.
Right. We don't know. We just know that we're in the end times.
Right. Living lavishly now.
Right. We like how we know there's gonna be 144,000. We just don't know who it's gonna be.
Right.
We know it's gonna happen. We just don't know who.
Remember the mistake that brothers have made in the past, trying to put a number or trying to put a time on that in the past. It wasn't good, and people, the scriptures say, "No man knoweth." So we got to keep that in mind. And yes, Dawiyad, we can do that. We try to switch up these classes, and I don't know. I feel we've been doing a lot of last days classes.
Yeah, because the one I did about "Are you ready to be saved?" That was all about the things that we still had to go through to get to the kingdom before Yahweh Shai came.
Now, if you're saying something a little more specific, say that. But to us, we've been doing a lot of that. We try not to beat the dead horse, but when you got people asking questions, and we just don't want to sound repetitive. So
we've talked about the signs.
We can do that. Yeah. What else we got here?
There's a question on Facebook.
I think these are the end times. I think Yahweh Shai is opening up the seals, and I'm happy to do that. Okay. William, woe to them that desire the day of the Lord, right? If you inject some Lysol,
that's Ronnie being funny.
You will really be in the last.
Trump.
Con Ron. All right, what do we got on Facebook?
What's the proper way of communicating to elders sisters when it comes to counseling and when you have a problem with your brother?
Okay. It seems like there's two questions in there. It seems like there's two questions in that. Read it again.
What's the proper way of communicating to elders/sisters when it comes to counseling?
Well, stop.
Yeah.
Stop there. What is the proper way to communicating with elder sisters? Because those are the ones that you got a problem with to counsel, or
It doesn't say that. It says when it comes to counseling.
when it comes to counseling.
Yeah.
See,
what's the proper way to communicate to
Elders, sisters.
to elders/sisters when it comes to counseling?
Counseling with them?
It didn't specify.
Right, and that's why I'm saying that, because you got to be specific on what you're saying, so we can answer specifically. If it's you're saying it's a problem with the elder sister, or a problem with, or how do you go to that sister to tell elder sister to be able to communicate with her that there's a problem with another sister? So be a little more specific on that, because it's very important on what you're asking. So we don't want to give you the wrong info. All right, was that it on that one?
Well, the second part of the question.
What was the second part?
When you have a problem with your brethren.
And when you have a problem with your brother, right? So it's kind of which one is it? Are you talking about communicating with an elder to get across to the younger person or another person? Or are you saying you got a problem with that elder sister? So come back with that and explain to us real quick so we can touch on it. You know, regardless, while you're doing that, we're going to generalize this. Go back to our favorite scripture that you should be tattooed on. I mean, at least brothers and sisters that listen to us. Brothers and sisters that listen to us, there's constantly a problem, a process.
Should be frontlets.
Yeah, it should be in the frontlets of your eyes. But I'm going to say this again. You niggas don't listen. Y'all don't listen, because you don't know how many brothers and sisters don't listen to this scripture. They go into a cone. They go into, they already got, they should already know. He should know. She should know. I shouldn't have to go to them. That's not what the Bible says do or think or say. So there's a process either way. So I'll answer this in both ways. If it is an elder sister, the way you go to her is in a respectful way, just like you will go to a younger sister. You will go to them the same way, you know, and you would be, you do what the scriptures say. Go ahead, read that.
This is Matthew chapter 18, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee.
If your brother or your sister does something against you, offends you, right, upsets you, gets you angry, to where this is working on your mind, it's settling in your mind a way to where you're now angry, upset, or getting bitter. Go ahead.
Go and tell him his fault between thee and him.
Go and tell him or her. So you gotta, the first step is you go to that individual by yourself.
Yes, sir.
That's the first step. So if I got a problem with Quatazop, hey, shalom, bro. You know, I'm not gonna walk up in there. See, that's what I'm fucking saying. You a nigga, I'm a nigga. We some niggas. We can be niggas too. No, I'm gonna go, hey, if this is my elder, I'm gonna say, hey, I want to rap to you, but I don't want to come off disrespectful. See, I'll come off that way because I'm learning how to talk. So if this was my elder, I'll come and say to him, hey, I don't want to come off disrespectful to you, but I do have an issue with you. All right.
So you're not gonna blast me on Facebook?
It don't.
You're not gonna put it on Facebook?
It don't say go to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter to some bum ass nobody niggas that don't even read the Bible.
Right. You're not gonna ask all the Facebook community. How do you fix this? You're not gonna do that.
Read it again.
Oh, yeah,
it says what?
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee.
Go ahead.
Go and tell him his fault.
On Facebook?
Go and tell him his fault.
On Instagram.
Go and tell him his fault.
To his brother's uncle, cousin, daddy, cousin, Ray, Sean, niggas down 7-Eleven.
Go and tell him his fault.
I say that because that's the tone That's the
That's
mode of
Israel, bro.
Now is I'm gonna blast you on Facebook.
We
Talk bad about
this is
you.
a conversation we're telling grown ass brothers.
Yeah, like get off social media.
Yeah, get off social media.
It says get up and go him. Go to him and tell him.
We understand you got a wig on, you ain't got no damn control, and you barking like a pit bull on Facebook. But damn.
And somebody likes it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Somebody's giving you the ammo to do that. We ain't
We
rocking
understand
like that.
they ignorant as hell.
Right.
But that don't supposed to be an Israelite. You know what I mean? That leave that to the weave wearing, you know what I mean? Hair scratching, stinky wig wearing, disobedient, blunt smelling niggas. Backwood breath.
420 celebrating.
Yeah, leave that to them. But the Hebrew Israelites, the priests,
right,
the gods,
the godly women,
and the godly men, and I know we have to drive this in because this is a constant niggerism that our people don't get through their head. Like, you're airing out a whole thing that nobody knows about. You're just emotional as hell, and you learn all your methods from all kind of series on TV.
Yep.
So you think that's what you do. Do what the scriptures say. Go to them. Hey, Shalom, could I rap to you? Not on Facebook.
Right.
Hey, Shalom, hey, you got Quatazop's number? Khan, I got it. I need to rap to him. Cool. Hey, Shalom, I'm texting you one-on-one. Shalom. Hey, bro, I need to rap to you. I got something on my chest, and I don't want to come off disrespectful, bro, but I do have this issue with you.
And that should be that should be how we deal with each other regardless of rank.
It don't matter rank, it don't matter position.
Yeah.
It should be a matter of respect. First of all, you got to know, especially if you're belligerent, you lose control quick, you got to formulate your mind first and be able to articulate yourself and say, okay, I know I'm this type of nigga that likes to jump off. So what I'm going to do is formulate my words right. Brother, I don't want to be disrespectful. I got something on my mind, and I want to talk to you. Sister, I got something. I don't want to come off disrespectful, but I need to talk to you about some things that's on my mind.
Because what's the point of you being offended and then trying to fix a problem? You offend that person.
Right.
With the way you come at them.
Right.
'Cause that's usually the problem, right? I got a problem with you, but I'm going to come at you like a nigga, so now you got a problem with me. Now it's just a problem. So now we're beefing about the way you came and not really about the first problem. See, Israel creates problems. You render evil for evil, and you put a problem on top of a problem. So now there's double problems.
Right.
Now you got an issue with whatever they did 3 years ago because you held on to it. Then they got an issue with the way, like, what's your problem?
Well,
man? The way she came at me.
Right.
She
Well,
came
what
at me like a
happened
damn
is
dog.
you instead of fixing the problem, you rendered evil for evil, and then it becomes railing for railing.
Yeah.
So the proper ways to go to them, we got that. All right, go ahead.
And tell him his fault between thee and him. No. If he shall hear thee, thou shalt gain thy brother.
Meaning that you both, me and him, worked it out. We communicated. We talked about it. We were rational. Our motives were in the scriptures to fix it and to resolve whatever problems we have.
Can I say something? Mm-hmm. Does that mean that it's going to be fixed?
No. That's why it goes to the next solution.
But people have in their mind that just because I came to you, you got to hear it.
Oh, right. And it got to be fixed.
It got to be fixed.
It got to be
And
fixed.
then what happens is that festers up more negativity because the person that went to the person, right, they're not understanding that, wait a minute, this can go any which way. But as long as I keep my standard
right
in the scriptures, then it'll be fine. But then it's like, well, they didn't hear me out. Well, then it turns into a whole nother. They forget to do the second part.
Right.
So I'm saying it because I know how Israel thinks. Where, well, I did what the Bible says. I went to them. But they didn't want to hear it.
But they didn't do what the Bible says
again,
as we read on.
But even before that point, it has to be in our minds that
they might not hear this.
Right. Just because you're following the Bible, don't mean that they're going to follow the Bible.
Right.
And you can't get upset. You can't get upset and want to carry on beef because they didn't hear you.
That's the whole point of you supposed to be conducting yourself as a spiritual man or woman and trying to do what the scriptures say. Bear no grudge. Mm-hmm. Bear no hatred against your brother, your sister.
Yep.
This is the whole motives that's supposed to be behind what you're doing. What's that?
You know, it's funny that we're going over this class because you can do this. You could be like, if your intentions ain't good, you be like, why? Bible says I gotta go to him. But then you go to the person and your intentions ain't sincere.
Yeah, your intentions ain't sincere.
So
yeah.
It's like you're just doing it because the Bible says so.
You're doing it, and then you say, I did it. You know what? They didn't hear me out. I don't want to deal with it no more. We done heard all of it, y'all. We done heard all of it, all the reasons why you don't want to follow the scriptures completely.
Yep.
Oh, is there a question on?
She added to it. She said, but if you go to them and call for counsel, what else can you do when you've tried just about everything and you still get light on either way it goes?
Okay, so let's go through the process of the scriptures. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 18 and verse 15. Moreover, thy brother shall trespass against thee.
We read that part. Jump to the next part.
Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee,
right,
then take with thee one or two more.
All right.
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established.
So, go to where 2 or 3 is. Right. So the scriptures is saying this. You have this issue. It didn't get worked out. So what happens is you go take 2 or 3 more. Right? And then you were going to go and deal with it in front of these 2 or 3 more. Now, here's the other hood mentality that a lot of Hebrew Israelites want to bring into the truth because you don't know nothing about damn counsel and because you got a lot of pride. Not whoever's asking the question. I'm just saying this in general. Remember, this is in general. I don't even know who's asking this. Okay, so the problem is that you go to the council and then what? The council doesn't go your way because find out you were wrong and then you don't want to hear what nobody has to say. That is a big problem. The whole reason for the council is because it said where to what go do what?
Verse 20. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee 1 or 2 more.
Take 1 or 2 more. Go ahead.
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses.
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses.
Not Facebook counselors.
Not Facebook. These are counselors that know the Bible, that are going to go to the scriptures and be able to analytically assess you and the other individual and be able to go through and show you both where you could be good at, better at, where you're wrong at.
They're going to be objective.
They're going to be objective, right? So that's what you're supposed to do. To where 2 or 3 is, where are we at?
Verse 20.
Verse 20. Jump down to verse 20.
Verse 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
And that's what we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of brothers and sisters. I don't like the council because you are so right in your mind that you won't accept what you did wrong. So it's like, wait a minute. I took the person to the council and I'm wrong. See, that's not right. It's not right because you don't believe that you're wrong in the things you're doing. And it's being brought out. So to answer the question is, say the last question that she said, or the last thing she said. What about it? What?
But if you go to them and call for counsel.
If you go to them and call for counsel, go ahead.
What else can you do when you've tried just about everything and you still get light on either way it goes?
Who did you counsel with? Who's this asking this? Oh.
And who's lying on you? Like,
yeah. First of all, shit. Y'all should have told me who this was before I went. Either way it goes, the point is this. Let me just say this. The thing is this, that you got to receive counsel. You got to receive the counsel. So you know, knowing y'all incidents and issues,
you should have received counsel years ago.
You should have received counsels when we told y'all from the beginning on what to do, not who to get involved with, not how to do this. Now, your is a whole different predicament. It ain't I got a problem. What it is that a lot of rendering evil for evil.
Yep.
And now you guys are tumbling down this road of Nothing's working because no one knows how to forgive, let go. And then the other is childish, and then the other does this, and then I do that, and then it's confusion. So what has to happen is you need to listen to the counsel.
But this is the thing. How can you? It's almost like you want somebody to sit down and take counsel and be chastised by the word, and you never allowed yourself to be chastised by the word. It's like, come on, man, stop. We can't be hypocritical.
Yeah.
Right? Paul said it best. He said, "You're afraid to be defrauded and take low."
Yeah.
Somebody got to just learn how to shut the hell up and move on.
Yeah. You gotta be humble enough to understand that what you guys are doing is destroying more than yourselves. So without going into all that, sis, once again, if you're asking this question, then go back to the priest and counsel, and then guess what? This time, follow the counsel. No matter what you think or feel, follow the counsel, because your way is not working, and Yahweh Shai is going to keep showing y'all it doesn't work your way, because it's the way y'all doing things is through niggerism.
Yep.
It's through niggerism.
No one's listening, man.
Nobody's listening to the scriptures, so you can't help.
No, because it's all about taking sides, and I want to feel like I'm being justified.
Right.
You're not gonna be justified in everything. Let Yahweh Shai and the Most High justify you.
Especially when people know what you're doing. Like we know.
I want to be.
When we know brothers and sisters, like I know Zion, I know them. You can't hide nothing from me. Like when we know your track record, I mean, you're putting it all on Facebook. You're talking to each other certain ways on social media. Not only do we know, everybody can see your example. And when they see your example, you can't say I'm blameless when you are being a niglet. So take counsel and apply the counsel. Yeah. One of the counsels, you know what was told? Cut all that off. Right?
Cut
all that off.
Make yourself
block numbers. Block Facebook. Block Instagram. Disappear. Nobody wants to listen to that. Nope. Like if I got somebody tormenting me on Facebook, right? I'm gonna block. If somebody got calling me, texting me, I'm going to block. I'm going to avoid you out, and I'm going to just do what the scriptures say. Avoid foolish and vain babbling.
Yeah, how you know you're getting lied on? If you ain't gonna if you sitting there and listening to it, then you don't know. Like make yourself small.
I'm probably getting lied on right now. But guess what? I never go to anybody's Facebooks. I don't go to YouTube. I don't go to Instagram. You could be saying I killed somebody right now, cause he's a killer, and I won't even know until a brother say, "Man, did you know that they saying you a killer? You bury bodies." I'd be like, "Nah, I didn't know that."
You're a Jesuit priest.
Am I kidding? I'll look at him. Am I killing people? Right. Well, then I keep moving. Who cares? Like, who cares?
Let the Most High defend. And that's the thing. You don't give the place for the Most High. He said, stand still and let me save you. He says, stand still and I'll be your salvation.
And listen, finishing this out, I got to say this. You guys got to stop being niggers. Not niggas. Straight up niggers.
Yeah.
Like nappy-headed hoes that's running their mouth and fighting each other like you're street trash from World Star Hip Hop.
Yep.
Start acting like a person of the scriptures and follow the Bible. And until that happens, the Most High said he will laugh at your calamity.
Yeah. Yep. When the destruction comes as a whirlwind.
Exactly. So, was that it on Facebook? All right. So, yeah, we keep trying to tell y'all, man, y'all got to listen to wisdom. We're not going to...
Stay off social media.
Stay off social media. Get off the Facebook.
Damn, Facebook looking like a rat. Stop doing it.
Yeah, you guys gotta stop all this niggerism and then expect somebody to... I don't got that.
How does the Bible?
Do you got that?
How is the Bible going to work for you if your mentality?
How many disgruntled women you know? You know some disgruntled women.
Oh yeah, but when you do what's pleasing in the eyes of the Most High,
right? Are they?
Even your enemies will be at peace with you.
Go there real quick. Like I know disgruntled women too.
God,
I had sister get on there and this or that, but guess what I did? What?
Doing this work, right?
Huh?
Right.
Like nigga, I don't know you.
Who's that?
I'm like, I don't pay no attention.
Didn't even answer to it.
Then don't
acknowledge
answer.
it.
You don't acknowledge it. It's
what
right
does it
because
say, about a fool. Something not a
answer
fool.
not a fool according to his folly.
Yeah.
You guys gotta understand that that's chaotic street niggerism, man.
Yeah, you can't have a street mind and think that the scriptures is going to work for you. Like all of a sudden we want to counsel and that the person is going to listen to counsel. Not if you're moving like a nigga.
You're dealing with people that's getting high, smoking weed, don't know how to take care of their kids,
putting their business on Facebook.
That's world star hood rat crap.
Just because they make you feel good.
You understand that?
That's
That ain't
Christian,
Hebrew
that's
Israelite.
Christianity. That's Christianity, It's Christians do that.
Come on, read that real quick.
This is Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
There it is. I'm sure there's some enemies, somebody's out there hating on me, hating on Quatazab, hating on you, hating on brothers, right? But you keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
You keep doing what you're doing. You avoid foolish and vain babbling. You don't feed in and you don't strive with anybody. Nope. You separate yourself from that confusion. That's why we told a lot of their brothers and sisters, y'all not coming to class with that niggerism.
Yep.
You're not coming to class with that. You don't come around with that foolishness because you guys ain't listening. And that's how we deal with it. You got to take counsel and understand how to deal with it. And you'll see, man, it not 1 week dealing with it. Block yourself for 1 week. Block a person for a year. They ain't got nothing to vent. All that anger's gone.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They got to go take that out on somebody else. Take it out on their blunt, on their 40 ounce. They got to go do that somewhere else. So do what the scriptures say, right? Give me that one, last one. Avoid. We keep quoting it. Yeah. Remember, the scriptures say when a man's ways please the Most High. Start pleasing the Most High. That means that doing what the counsel says. Don't render evil for evil. This is something I teach my teenagers.
Right.
This is a teenager theme. Just because she hit you, you gonna hit her back? Or just because she take your toy, you gonna take her? This is a kid theme. We gotta understand. Don't render evil for evil, nor railing for railing. Give me that one too.
Go to Titus 3:9.
Maybe we can help the sister out. Go ahead.
Titus 3:9.
Read Titus 3:9.
But avoid foolish questions.
Read verse 9.
Go ahead.
But avoid foolish questions, genealogies,
right?
Contentions.
And do what? And what?
Contentions.
And contentions. Right? And contentions. This is contentious.
That wasn't the one I wanted.
Do you see us, when people get into the chat, do you see us losing it on people that get in the chat? No, we just plain out tell them, hey, this is not that type of show, buddy. We don't do this here.
You want to go to that's the wrong one. Go to 2 Timothy 2:16.
Yeah, but 2:16.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, sorry. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 16.
This is the one.
But shun profane and vain babbling.
Right.
When it says to shun,
yeah,
meaning you're gonna just push that to the side. When you're shunned away, you're sweeping that to the side.
You block them.
You block it. You block the number.
Yeah.
Avoid.
Block the Facebook.
Keep clear of.
You don't make a fake Facebook account and try to sneak onto their Facebook.
To decline.
You don't try to creep on their page on a fake account.
Yeah, not to practice.
Yeah, you block them out of your circumference of sight and mind. Like the scriptures, the scriptures were talking about doing your own works, right?
Yeah.
Sisters is more worried about what's going on another sister's Facebook, but you ain't been in class.
When a man's ways please the Most High, if you were locked in, and I'm speaking in general, if you were locked into the work, then you would see that all that is gone. If your mind started focusing on you cleaning your spirit up, your thoughts, your life, taking care of your kids, man, putting them in order under Yahweh Shai, all that would disappear. But the more rebellious, the more stiff-necked and stubborn our people are, the more slavery. He said they will bend over their back daily. You will be in because you reject the knowledge. So you got to please the Most High first, and you'll start seeing that this will stop. Read on.
God. For they will increase on some more ungodliness.
Right. See, gendering, strifes, arguments, that increases to ungodliness. You want to get me angry and upset and then have me lose it and choke you out or say something that I'm supposed to be saying. I got to know that madness is in me, and I got to shun that. Yep. I got to stay away from that, man. You're boiling me up. I don't want none of that. Hey, brother, I'm good.
And you won't if you like it.
Yeah.
You won't if you're fueled on the
drama. A lot of these young cats,
they fueled on that drama.
I mean, think about it when we was young, man. We was young. We could do that.
Yeah.
You had that energy. You had that, like, I can argue with you and then throw your stuff out and you go, and you rather get it. You can do that. When you become older and understanding the scriptures and saying, wait a minute, that's not an Israelite, you start to put that stuff away.
And especially, go to that Timothy's, go to that Peter. What is it, 1 Peter?
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse
especially when you
9.
see the result. Watch, read.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9.
Right.
Not rendering evil for evil.
Right.
Or railing for railing.
Why? Read.
But, contrary-wise, blessing.
Right, because when you do the evil for evil, railing for railing, there's no blessing that come from that. But he said to do the contrary, which is blessing for blessing. You see that there's a product, there's a byproduct that comes. I mean, ain't y'all tired? I always ask that question, like, aren't you tired? Ain't your life at peace when you're not injecting yourself into the madness?
Yeah.
And a lot of times you inject yourself in madness with people that don't even matter.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Worldly.
They have no bearing on your life, on your spirit.
You think I give a damn about what a weed smoking chicken head is saying?
Right.
At all.
Think about it. Like, you think I get lose a wink of an eye over that? Like, these bird head niggas don't got nothing to say about anything. But as soon as they learn how to change their child's diaper, then maybe we can talk. Right. Get off welfare. Put down the cigarettes. You know what I mean? Start doing godly things, then we can talk. But when you act like a beast, that's what our people are going to be treated like. And those kids are going to be treated like that too. They're going to be treated like damn niggers. And that's how Esau look at us, man. Yep. And I'm using that word in its fullest context because I understand why Esau calls us that.
Yeah.
Because when you look at our people, I go through World Star and I'm just like looking, I'm like, the world is ending and guess what? Niggerism all through the damn, it's like our people. The world is ending. Like, you see chariots flying, you got plagues, people dying, 3,000 people dying.
And the crazy thing is, these be the people that got kids that they need to be an example for, and they just let their kids sit back and absorb all the filth that you're doing, because you do it all in front of your children.
Yeah.
All that is done in front of your children, and then you'll have the nerve 20 years from now, like, why they turn out bad. I taught them to be an Israelite. Why? Because
you didn't teach them to be no damn Israelite.
Because you showed up to class a few times. They picked up on all the filth, man. It's like you said. You can't come to me and talk about nothing if you're not realizing what you have in front of you and your responsibilities.
We gotta realize, you gotta see yourself first, your faults.
Yep.
The only way you can forgive your brother is you gotta look in the mirror at yourself. All this bent up anger and resentment comes within, and then it's lashed out to your people.
Whoa, the sound went out? Oh, I'm about to say, bro, there was some lyrics getting shot out.
Where we at? Last scripture.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
So yeah, I know. We kind of went into other things because we know a little of the content, and it's street madness, man. It's foolishness. That's why we don't have it. These are the things that these classes are coming out for. When we talk about spots at your feast, right? When we talk about spots at your feast,
this is it. This is
what we're talking about.
Yeah, you come with that spotted mind, that spotted mentality, that stained mentality, and then we're just looking like
we're looking like, what the hell this ain't the Most High in Christ, you can't call yourself an Israelite. Listen, don't say you're affiliated with ISBHPK. Don't say you're an Israelite.
Don't say you're an Israelite.
Because you're not.
Yeah, you're not. Yep.
You're still in the streets doing street niggerism until you start to really conform and transform to the person that the Most High wants you to be.
The word is blasphemed through you.
Right.
To the Gentile. Ooh.
Yeah.
Your mentality is off.
Yeah, man. All right. Was that it? Was that it?
Thin.
Anything online?
Thin.
Huh? Nothing online? Okay. Brothers and sisters, y'all know the deal. Like, share, subscribe. If you go online and you log into the channels, we now got the links of our top videos from our other channels in there. We got our other shows on there. It's right there online. You got to do it through an actual computer though. But actually, a computer and a phone. So check that out, man. Y'all check out our other videos and everything, and make comments. You know what I mean? And y'all know the deal. If y'all got any questions and we didn't answer them, tomorrow Thahawam will answer them, and I'm sure he will love to.
For 8 hours.
For 8 hours. Thahawam goes in. So we're gonna say shalom to y'all. Shabbat shalom. Remember, it's the Sabbath. Keep it holy. Keep your mind right. Keep your spirit right.
No arguing, none of that, man.
Yeah, all that other drama, just let that go. It's the Shabbat.
Just
rest. Rest your brain, all right? So everybody say shalom.
Shalom!